I will. I will add a actual
There we
lighting
go.
setup. I've been lazy. Should put like a light.
All right. Shall we clap?
Okay, rolling.
Rolling. 3, 2, 1.
I think we're in sync.
It looked synced
Yeah.
to me, but
It'll sound synced when we put the audio together. It's all good.
what's up?
What's up?
How's it going? It's been a while.
We skipped
Long
May.
time.
Yes, we skipped May. So we're officially in summer now, right?
Technically.
The-
It's
the
still
beat-
spring, right?
Yeah, I think it's still spring.
June. Oh, July would be I guess the official summer, right? Because like everyone's kind of doing all their like summer games and summer movies, and like everyone's saying it's like the beginning of summer season,
Yeah.
right?
It's hot as heck outside, that's for sure.
Well, that shit starts in
Uh,
May. People start their summer season in like May now.
Yeah.
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 So what's up, man? How you guys doing?
All right.
It's hot as balls.
Is it aircon like because Hong Kong is all about aircon, so I mean like
Can't live in Hong Kong without aircon.
yeah, it's like a must. But
It's
because
running.
it's that wet hot, it's like that moist hot, as opposed to Canadian, I think dry hot, or no, am I wrong?
It varies here.
Yeah, humidity is very does whatever the hell it wants here. I don't know.
But yeah, the AC is on, and there's days where it's nice, and you can just go out and chill in the yard or whatever, chill at the park.
Right.
But we've been on a hot streak for a while.
But have you been spending a lot of time outside though?
During the hot streak, hell no. There was a few days before that where it was just beautiful. Then yeah, like we were out there walking or whatever, getting whatever fresh air you can because we've been cooped up inside for who knows how long now.
Right.
But people are starting to get their vaccinations, and you know things are looking up.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean like going into the summer seems at least, there's we're going up on a positive. There's stuff to look forward to this summer, I guess, right?
Yeah, around here there is. It's been pretty decent so far.
Also, I think just like media consumption wise, there's a lot to look forward to now, like in like games, movies, like everyone's kind of like, oh hey, we're coming out of this thing, let's start releasing stuff. And like I was just like reading a report on like the box office, and like people are actually like going to the movies and stuff, like, so it's like it's
I
kind of
hear, yeah, I hear it's quite comfortable to go to the movies right now. Like I think Quiet Place 2 was only released in theaters, and then the way I heard some people describe it is that they're only seating every other row. Like
yeah,
which
yeah,
which means that you never have a head in front of you blocking your view. That's awesome.
yeah, it's in Hong Kong, that's how they do it too. It's kind of like a crisscross every other, so you get this kind of like X grid pattern sort of thing,
Like a checkerboard.
like a checkerboard, exactly, yeah, checkerboard.
So you're getting like what was it called? Premiere? No, what was that cool service there where you got the reclining seats called before? The
Oh
one where you
yeah,
paid extra.
you're getting like premium yeah, you
Premium
get
premium space without the food
VIP.
service. Yeah, that's it.
Exactly.
VIP. I don't know why I couldn't come up with
Yeah,
the word.
you're getting more leg room, and you don't have someone in front of you, and you don't have someone in your left and right? So actually, it's quite beneficial, right? But you're right. I mean, like even stuff like Cruella, which just got released too, also did quite well. So people are going to the theaters where they can. So yeah, I mean, hopefully, more and more stuff gets gets that sort of release, right? So we'll see.
So maybe we'll
Yeah.
finally get Dune.
Yes.
Well, Black Widow's coming first, but I don't know if I don't think I'm gonna be fully vaccinated for that, so I'm not sure if I want to do that.
But that'll eventually come to Plus.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
doing same day if you pay the premium.
They were
So
doing like
there's
a
that
back
option.
and forth
Mm.
thing, right? Where they like
Well, they
originally it was
held out as
announced.
long as they held out as long as they could, because until it starts, I'm assuming that something is in Black Widow that's going to tie into like the next phase, so they
Yeah,
couldn't hold it back any longer without
right,
fucking
right.
up the rest of their schedule.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I think I saw this hilarious meme where it was like, I don't know if you know, did I send it? Maybe a friend of mine sent, but it was like the Captain America like running past a Falcon, right? Like in the Captain America
Be on your
Yeah,
thing,
be on
left.
your
thing
left.
into on your left, right? Yeah, on the left, and it was like Falcon was Black Widow, and then it was like WandaVision on your left, Falcon and Winter Soldier on your left, and then and then now Loki on your left. So everything's getting released like originally it was supposed to be Black Widow first, right? So,
Yeah.
but it's fine. I think whatever it works out, right?
Yeah, listen, as long as I can watch Dune in a theater, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yep.
We missed Tenet,
Yep.
but we can get Dune. And John Wick
Tenet
4
was
and The
okay.
Matrix 4. Those are the only movies that I'm thinking of.
They're still casting those, so that's not gonna happen for
Weren't
a
they
while.
supposed to come out this year? Like way back
Yeah, I don't know
originally
what,
planned?
something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. So they should be almost done, but for some reason we're still getting like casting news, so I don't know what that was going on.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Like they were supposed to come out this summer, but anyways, I don't know.
What? Are they even filming now?
The original
Yeah, like I
plan
said,
was it
they're
was supposed to
still-
come
they're
out this
still
summer,
casting.
and then COVID, right? So
Yeah.
they were Matrix 4 and John Wick, and John Wick 4 were supposed to come out on the same weekend. Both Keanu movies.
John Wick 4, they've definitely started filming that. So I know that's like at least happening. Like, it's going forward. Like
Yeah.
Matrix, I don't know what stage they're at right now. Like but John Wick 4 is definitely they're shooting in London. It's like, there's proof. So it's, at least it's moving along.
Did I read somewhere that they cast Donnie Yen?
Yes.
Sick. I love that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, how can
Oh.
Keanu do both at the same time? Like, they must be. I have no idea. I don't.
I'm
no
pretty
idea how
sure
they-
Matrix is afterwards or whatever, because like they're
I think Matrix is farther ahead than Wick
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
yeah. Wick 4 is a lot easier to put together, I guess, and they're already like starting shooting, so like at least they've got their shit together, right? As opposed to Matrix, who knows, right? So
Yeah. Who knows?
but the thing is with Matrix, I don't know. I don't know. It could go either way. It could, it could be a Mad Max, amazing, or, it's like some things are just better left. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how it could turn out. There's a high potential it could be like very bad. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
like
know.
this could be a sequel trilogy problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are the Wachowski
So-
sisters doing it? Is it someone else? Like what's
Yeah, no, I think they're doing it,
okay?
right?
Or one of them is doing it? Maybe not both. I don't remember.
Oh.
I could be wrong.
Because I can't
But-
think of a compelling story. First of all, they're older, and then like, so I don't know, like I'm trying to see what angle story-wise can they come with to make it interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like they would
Without it
definitely
being
have
cheesy.
to be like. They would have to definitely be like a passing the torch kind of deal. Like, they couldn't still be the stars.
yeah, because they're too old, right?
Yeah. But who knows?
We'll see. We'll see. I mean, like the only one that's guaranteed that I'm like putting my faith in that 100% is Dune. Like that's the only one that I'm like, okay, that cannot fail. Like that's my CDPR friggin'
Yeah.
cyberpunk
Yeah.
right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the
I think
only
that's
thing
all
I'm
of
actually
ours
putting
right
faith
now. In
in.
It's
terms of movies,
very
that's the
scary.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I'm putting faith in.
I don't think it'll. I think they'll pull it off. It's just how it will be received is the scary part. Like, I think it's gonna be good. I just don't know
Yeah,
how much it makes.
Yeah. Like Blade
Because-
Runner. Like the
yeah.
new Blade Runner was fantastic and it did shit.
Yep.
Villeneuve has
Unfor-
not made a bad movie.
Yeah.
Like ever.
Yeah.
So It's nothing gonna be wrong with the movie. It's just
No.
how the box office is.
You are
Yeah.
wrong. It's the user that is wrong. What was it in The Simpsons? No, it is the children who are wrong. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It has nothing to do about the quality of the film. It's just the market conditions and all that
Mhm.
other, bullshit. Like, and now is like honestly a really weird, terrible time. But on the other hand, hey, Godzilla versus Kong, almost like it's almost like 100. Like it's actually doing quite well box office wise, so people will come out and watch. And then also when it comes out later in the year, more people vaccinated, more stuff open. So we'll see. Like I mean, hopefully, like
And people still just want to
Yeah,
go out.
within
Like people will give it a chance,
yeah.
even if it's not their cup of tea. They're like, "Yo, this new movie looks cool. Let's not be at home and go out."
well, that too. Like another silver lining will be also that be like because people came out for Kong because so people like want to go to the theater and watch something, and then so if it's coming out when there isn't a lot of stuff in like obviously like the past year like there hasn't been a lot of competition, so anything that happens are like oh my god, okay, right? So there is a chance that it could work in his favor.
Yeah,
Right.
they can
So
ride that wave of like, I'll go see anything,
Yeah.
people.
yeah. So you're
Whatever the hell
you're
it is, I'll see anything.
exactly. So you're building up that like, oh, we haven't seen stuff for a year, blah blah blah, and then and holy shit, it looks amazing. Like, and there isn't a lot of competition, right? So there is a chance that it could work in his favor. We'll see.
And a bonus after effect or a side effect. Side effect is the word I'm looking for. Maybe people that are gonna go see anything that normally don't even like sci-fi will
Yes.
be like, "Yo,
Yes. No,
sci-fi's pretty cool," and then that'll, you know,
that's what I'm saying. That's like that will be like the silver lining. Hopefully, say. Whereas if it was a normal year, maybe you'd be like, oh, what is that? It looks weird. Like, like right. So there's a chance that it will not. It'll get more success than commercial success than Blade Runner. Because Blade Runner, like it looks fucking amazing, but there's like your average moviegoer is like, what the fuck is that? Like, right?
Yeah,
So
well, plus it's a sequel to a movie from the 80s, so
which is
yeah.
also Dune's problem. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a property, an older property
no, well,
that
Right,
not a
but
Dune. This
it's
lot.
Dune
not
isn't a
not a
sequel.
sequel.
This
But
is just
still, it's
a
kind of like
yeah.
It's
people
still
don't know what Dune is. A lot of
that's the
people
thing.
still don't know what Dune is, and
Yeah. So there's still that problem, right? So hopefully, you know what I'm saying? Like
There's a lot of
yeah.
movies out there though that people didn't realize was a book or something like that, or oh, this was a game. Like there's a lot of stuff like that. So I don't think that is that big of a factor. But the sequel thing, that's definitely a factor. It's like, oh, I'm gonna make a sequel to Goonies now. Like, why? Why? Who is this for, right? Um, but something like, oh, I'm gonna remake Goonies. Yeah, okay, you're gonna get a lot of people watching, right? A lot of kids.
that is that's actually like a big it's a big question and individual and not a question, but it's like a lesser of two evils sort of thing. It's kind of like it can go good either way. It's kind of like if you reboot something, you piss off the old fans if you don't do it well, or you do a sequel and you can still piss off. You know what I'm saying? It's such a weird. It's kind of
Fine
like
line.
okay, like the new Ghostbusters. Okay. The two examples of Ghostbusters. The fucking okay. Number one, the reboot, right? The reboot with an all-female cast, right? Terrible. Okay, they didn't reboot it in the right way, right? That's one. But now number two, an actual sequel, where they respect the original, hopefully. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like you can see the two versions of Ghostbusters, right? Where it can go either way, right?
Yeah.
Right? And it's like there's a high chance to piss off either way you go, right? Like you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying, like or it could be great, like it could be like Mad Max or something where it's a sequel, not kind of, you know what I'm saying, where it's
Yeah.
like it's a great movie by itself but also doesn't shit on the past.
Mhm.
That's what I guess that's what we just don't want you to shit on the old movies. I think that's
Yeah.
the whole thing. You don't want to shit on our memories, right? Like that's the whole thing.
Mhm.
Which like the all female Ghostbusters did. Like it's fucking stupid, right? Like so
Did it though?
um yeah,
Is it
yeah,
because they were
yeah.
females or because it wasn't the original
No,
cast?
no, it was just bad writing.
Oh, the writing
And
was
then it
bad.
was just yes, and it was just becoming female for the sake of becoming female. Like there's
Okay,
no,
so-
it doesn't, it doesn't matter.
The worst thing I've ever seen. It wasn't really good, but it wasn't like it's not as bad as people say it was. There's a lot of like random internet male hate directed at it just because it's female, but it's not the worst thing ever. It's just
Yeah, it's just
very
it's not
mediocre.
Okay.
it's not it being female that it's bad. It's just bad writing.
Okay.
Okay. And a
Yeah.
lot of the jokes fall flat, and I just don't like Melissa McCarthy.
You don't like Melissa
Fucking terrible.
McCarthy?
Isn't that her name?
You don't like her?
The fat girl, right? Like the comedian.
Yeah.
She's
Okay.
terrible.
Oh my
I
god.
fucking hate her.
Have you
Not-
seen
she's terrible.
Spy? And
Hate
what's
her.
that one? Heat?
she-
The Heat? Oh my god,
No,
she's hilarious.
No, she's annoying. She's so annoying.
Oh my god.
She's
She is
terrible.
hilarious.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Oh my god.
I don't like her at all. She's so annoying.
I think she's
Did you
really
watch
funny.
the stupid superhero film that she did?
Carmen and I watched that and we chuckled for most of it. It wasn't the best movie, but like
That
it's
was
still
terrible.
funny.
Thought
Yeah,
the
like
worst.
it's what was there? She also did a movie with the guy from Arrested Development. That was a bad
Jason
movie.
Bateman?
Jason Bateman. Yeah, that was a bad movie. That was it. Just had typical throwaway movie written all over it. Like if you watch the trailer, like and then you like the songs that they pick for the trailer, and then the scenes that they pick, you're like, this is every shitty movie ever in here. But like, but the Heat was friggin' gold. Like that was a really funny movie, and Spy was really funny too. At least check out those if you haven't seen those. Sandra Bullock's in The Heat, and Jason Statham's in Spy. Like, come on.
Those guys are fine. I just don't like her.
She's so funny.
Is she?
Yeah.
Is she?
Is
Okay.
she though?
Is she though?
The way she delivers her lines in The Heat are perfect for me. Like the character that she is and all that. Like it was too fun. I was like clutching my ribs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Spy's pretty funny. Spy was.
Spy
not
was
bad.
funny too. Yeah.
I don't know. She just has an annoying face. It's like I don't know. This is me. I don't.
She male Kevin James.
Oh god, I fucking hate Kevin James.
Kevin
Oh
James
my God.
sucks. Okay.
He's not funny at all.
That guy
Oh, God.
sucks. He was funny as a stand-up comedian way back in the day. Like I remember his
Yeah.
comedy on Just for Laughs way back in the day. But his King of Queens show and all that didn't really do anything for me. And what was that movie he was in? Mall Cop. Like I didn't even
Paul Blart.
bother.
I actually thought his name was Paul Blart, man. I was like, who's this guy? Paul Blart? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
He looked-
And there was
Oh
a
my
movie where he
God.
was like a fireman with Adam Sandberg, and that was not fun either. They had to pretend they were gay for
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. Yeah. Did I say Sandberg?
Yeah, she did.
Whoops. They're friends.
They're friends. They're friends.
Should we talk about video games?
Sure. Hey.
Wait, are we done with movies? Is there anything else we want to shit on, like Melissa McCarthy?
Who else do you hate,
Uh,
Derek?
Yeah, who else do you hate? Oh, Denzel Washington
man.
now? Okay, fine.
That's racist.
And it's sexist to hate Melissa McCarthy. No, I'm just kidding. I know she's not for everybody, but I think she's really funny.
Yeah, I mean, of course, everything's to taste,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Absolutely, but she sucks.
When Carmen wanted to watch The Heat, I was like, okay, I'm not even that much into Sandra Bullock anymore. Okay, and then I watched it, and like my cheekbones were hurting at the end, like so.
There's two people who are like I have a weird relationship with. It's just like I hate their comedic work, but I love everything else outside of their comedic work.
Oh,
It's
yeah?
like Sandler. I fucking hate all of his like comedic stuff, but I loved him in Uncut Gems and like when he does like serious and when he's outside and not doing like that stuff. He's great.
Hmm.
And then like Kevin Hart, I hate his humor, but I love his work ethic and everything outside of his comedy stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like his drive and stuff like that is great, but I hate his comedy.
definitely
Like
works
I don't,
hard. Yeah.
I don't find him funny, but I like his everything else about. You know what I'm saying? So it's this weird dynamic, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know.
Adam Adam Sandler in what was the golf one? Happy Gilmore.
I mean, those are
That
classics. I
movie
mean,
is
those are like
very funny. And
like
he
his
and he
like
doesn't do the Billy Madison and the opera singer guy from Saturday Night Live. He doesn't do that much anymore.
yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to recapture that kind of gold. Yeah.
His early stuff is great. It's just like all like it's kind of like Eddie Murphy's like a recent slate of like straight like chill like
Like Big
really
Mama's Nutty
crappy. You know what
Clumps.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the paycheck movies.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like yeah,
I need
look,
another boat movie.
exactly. Like all of their stupid recent paycheck movies. Like it's just that like
Oh, I heard
they're
Hubie Halloween is pretty good.
is it?
No, I
Okay.
heard it. People have been saying that it's pretty good. I haven't watched it. I don't really like Sandler either. I don't.
But you know
I
what I
prefer
mean,
my
right,
action.
Andy? You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean. Yeah,
yeah.
it's just like yeah, but you know, it's cool. But like, I can respect his like because honestly, Uncut Gems, he's amazing. Okay, he's amazing in Uncut Gems.
I still
So
gotta watch
anyway,
that.
it's so good. You'll be like, don't watch it if you're like having a stressful day because it'll make you more stressed. Like it's literally the most stressful movie ever. Like and it's like winds up, winds up, winds up, winds up. So,
More stressful
watch it when you're
than
calm.
Mad Max Fury Road. Fury Road, I was on the
Yeah,
edge of my
wait.
seat the entire movie for like 3 hours. How
But
long is that movie? Every second of that movie, I was on the edge of my seat.
That's a different one. That's kind of like you're on a roller coaster, but this one is like your like anxiety is
Oh,
like
okay.
being ratcheted up.
All
So,
right.
yeah, yeah. But yeah. But again, I respect him as an artist and work and all this stuff. But you know,
All right.
you can love and hate stuff from people.
Of course. This has been movie 20 minutes.
Movie cast.
Save states.
Save states. I've been talking a lot. You guys talk.
Ken, save state. Go.
Started playing an old classic just because I can't remember why, but I fired up No Man's Sky again.
Oh, when you said old
Oh.
classic, I'm thinking 4:3 aspect ratio.
Dude, that game is 2016. It came out in 2016. That's an old classic as far as I'm concerned. It's
Mhm.
5 years.
Because you wanted to get the Normandy, right?
Yeah, that's right. I wanted to get the Normandy, so I fired it up, got the Normandy, and then continued playing. And I started up a permadeath run, which ended yesterday because I was doing something on Farz's stream and then not paying attention to what I was doing in the game, and I was firing grenades at a door, and then suddenly some guy jumped out in front of me, and I shot him in the face, but it was too close, so we blew us both up. So game over.
You too
So
close,
that
man.
sucked.
Yeah,
What
blame
the hell,
me.
man?
Sure,
Why would
blame
you
me.
do that? I was shooting grenades everywhere, and he just jumped right in front of me. So that
So
was the end.
wait, Ken, before you jumped back on, how was your what was your when going back in, how was like the adjustment period, and then like how many of the updates have you kind of kept up with, and like
Oh.
what was your mind like when you're coming in, where you're like, oh, what the hell's going on, like, or was it like
You know, it was a lot easier coming back because when I came back, it was the community expedition thing, right, for the Normandy, and they
Yeah.
force you to start a new character anyway. So the very first time I remember firing it up, there was barely any tutorial about like what are you supposed to do, like where you don't even have a ship at that point, and you're just supposed to wander around. Now it's more guided, and they kind of lead you along, so it's quite it's it's quite structured in the sense that they now teach you, okay, this is your mining tool, this helps you get resources, this is what you need to do to fix your ship, and this gets you off the ground. And yeah, they leave you kind of open-ended Skyrim style where you can technically do whatever you want, but there is a laundry list of stuff that you could do, and there is actually a story now, which I think came in maybe 2 major releases ago. I don't know, because I was gone for so long. But the Normandy update was really nice, just because it's great to see classic, again, classic spaceships that we've spent huge amounts of time with
Yep.
cross over into this kind of open world. And then the most recent update was this huge graphical upgrade, which just makes the game look so pretty now.
oh my god, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
And then the other reason, it wasn't just the Normandy. It's because I got the Quest 2.
Right.
So I wanted to play it in VR. Oh my goodness, it is such a different experience when you are literally sitting in your ship, and then using those controls to like fire up the thrusters and launch, and then you even have to like lift the cockpit open to get out and stuff. It's a totally different game. It is amazing, absolutely amazing and immersive. So if you're playing it on just a screen, like through a window, that ain't the right way to play this game. You gotta play it in VR, and maybe someday they'll have like the walking too, but
Oh
you know the
right.
yeah, because
Yeah.
it's still like point to teleport. But that works. It works really well, and it's
It's actually
quite
better
convenient.
for me. Like I'm slowly getting used to locomotion, but for me, teleport just is way more comfortable. So
Yeah, it's the happy medium between like, being sedentary for almost all of our lives playing games, and then suddenly being able to be inside the game and having to move. And it's disconcerting to have to actually use the thumbstick, and you're suddenly going, "Whoa, you told me that earlier, right, Derek?" And it's like, I feel sick
right,
now.
right, because
You
you're not
do.
moving. You're not moving, but you're moving, and your brain can't like what's going on, and then so you're
Yeah,
like it feels like your stomach is folding in on each other because you're like, whoa,
yeah,
what the
it's like
hell?
a black hole, and you're just like,
Yeah, it's weird. It's such a
yes,
weird thing. What our eyes just keep us in balance is crazy when you think about it. Like, so
that's right.
any
Yeah.
slight thing that's off and we'll be like so disoriented. It's in real life, right? So
Yeah. But I think I'm gonna start another run because there is that achievement that I want to get to the center of the universe on a permadeath run, and I think I can do it. So I'm gonna go
cool.
for it.
Are there
Yeah.
less
Great.
space pirates in that mode?
No,
Because that's the
it's
only
the
time
same
I
amount.
die. I only die from space pirates in that game.
You know what? I think they made it easier because I hit legendary status for killing space pirates.
Oh, okay.
It's so easy to kill them now. I don't. I think they used to be much tougher. It's not nearly as difficult.
My ships, when they would attack me, my ships would have no weapons on it. It would just be cargo ship. Oh, I got jumped. Boom, dead.
Yeah, like I mean, it's pretty easy to get upgrades now too for shields and blasters or
Mm.
whatever, phase beam, all those weapons, and yeah, it's not difficult to blow them up. So you can give it another shot. They've changed it a lot. Like you can build bases, you can get those mechs and everything. Uh, yeah,
I don't think I'm
it's
gonna play
quite
this
different.
game until PS5. Like I don't want to
Do it in
play.
Oh
VR.
yeah.
Right? All my
Do it in
PS4
VR.
games, even though I have a Pro, the Pro was not a big upgrade.
No,
So all my
not at
PS4
all.
games, I'm not gonna play them until PS5. I get a PS5.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
probably a lot of stuff like the draw distance you would be missing out on, but I
Yeah, I
would
mean,
say, yeah,
oh
PC
go
is the best with the VR.
Hmm.
Just do that. Like when you get your Vive, not Vive, the Steam
Index.
one or whatever index, yeah, do that.
you order it?
No, I'm gonna wait till Index 2, and I'm gonna get it like as
Yeah.
soon as they announce it. I'm ordering it.
Because Index is like amazing when it came out, but it is I didn't realize how old it was. I was
Yeah.
like, oh shit, it's like yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, that was my whole dilemma with No Man's Sky was that uh I had like the crappy like the console version, which was like okay, but I was gonna rebuy it on PC because I wanted like that 60 frames,
Mm,
high resolution, like draw distance, all of that stuff. I don't know, which I thought, but then when it first initially got ported to PC, it was like a bad port or something, and then there was like issues. It wasn't 100% when it first came out, so I waited, and then they released this awesome free next gen upgrade, right? And then for Xbox and for PlayStation, right? So and it's just like everything that I wanted, which is 60 frames, better graphics, all this stuff. So I'm like, oh, I don't need to get it on PC now, right? So, um, and then luckily it's on Game Pass anyway, so whatever. So and then VR was the other piece of the puzzle. But then like the PS VR sucked and it was low res and everything was just terrible. And then like now Quest 2, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Now I could try it on Game Pass. So everything kind of worked together. But yeah, like the PS5 version is great because you could just sit back, console game on a big screen, and like it's the game is in a spot where you can literally just Skyrim it and just like do
Yeah.
whatever you want and take your time, which I want to do, pick space rocks, become a space botanist. So,
Yes, space botany.
there's an
Yes.
equipment for that.
Nice.
Yeah, it's in a very good place now where you could just jump in and take your time. So like I also want to just just explore because I never really gave it a chance. I've been following the updates, so I'm really glad. Like it's totally worth the money. Like like they deserve the money. Like so yeah.
They really overcame the hate from the initial launch and just delivered 10 times more than, than what people would have expected. Like most would have expected him to fold and just say, screw it, we're going to
Yeah.
move on. This guy just
Yeah.
And all these updates have been
really went the
free,
extra
right?
mile. Yeah, every single one is
That's insane.
Amazing.
How are they even doing
That's
that?
it's so insane. It's really like
it's a
that's why I
labor of
said
love.
Mm-hmm.
it is I said like the minute they put No Man's Sky 2, I will immediately buy it because even if it's like not like buggy at launch, I know that they will stick with it and like they've proven themselves that they
Yeah.
will not drop something. Like they have commitment, so I'm like sure, like I'll totally support number 2 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like some of this stuff honestly could be packaged into one big DLC. Like all of these updates could have been like No Man's Sky like DLC or No Man's Sky 2, but it's all free. So yeah.
Nice. Save state. Andy, go.
Uh, I recently leveled a Pyro to level 30 in Outriders. So I'm just kind of doing some expeditions, just testing it out. I'm probably gonna quit this game soon. I'm getting to the point where it's like, this is pointless. But I'm
That's fun.
still just kind of fucking around. I bought Miles Morales, so I'm gonna do that next.
Nice.
But
Nice.
yeah, I'm gonna, if not this week, probably this next week or something. I'm most likely gonna start because Outriders is not in a good place right now.
Yeah, we tried to like play multi and we couldn't even do it. Like it was just
Still,
Yeah.
what really?
Still?
yeah. Yeah.
That's
I mean, well, it was
ridiculous.
I don't
cross-platform, but
know. Yeah, I
still.
don't know if it's a Stadia thing or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. We couldn't connect properly, so.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And then I started leveling up another character in Game Pass, but then I don't know. I didn't want to do all that stuff again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long
But
did it take to level to 30?
doesn't take long.
Uh, yeah, it depends what you're doing. If you're fucking around, maybe like a week.
Not
Okay.
even.
So I mean, like you did post that article by Paul Tassi, who's also like he loves MMO like grindy looter shooter stuff too. Like and
Yeah,
he was also
even
kind of fed up
he's.
too.
I'm in the same
Uh,
spot as him. Like even with Avengers too, because they
that's what
had.
I'm saying. You guys stuck with it, which is amazing.
Yeah,
So
I,
it's really great to see your opinion on like where it's at now. Like it's
no, I
like
100% agree with him. He's kind of done for the time being, and I'm getting there. Because the last time I played Avengers, they had like a quote unquote uh new content, which was like maybe 2 or 3 hours, just punching robots again. Still, it's all you do in that game is punch robots, and their content right now is just selling you costumes. So they recently released like the end game costumes. People really like those. Like they look really good, but they're fucking $14
Ugh.
each. Oh
each,
wow,
and
wow.
literally that's all you get is the skin, and that's it.
But I think we got
And
our money's worth. Like you got your money's worth, right?
yeah,
For
yeah. I
Avengers
mean,
and
I don't
Outriders.
regret. Like, I don't regret buying these games. I bought them at like full price, like first day. I had my fun with them. They're fine for what they are, but it's like I just wish they were better. That's all.
Yeah.
It's true.
uh,
And you did get to
and like
put in a lot
there's
of hours in it.
yeah, like
Yeah.
there's a good base game in there somewhere,
Hmm.
but it's just covered in a lot of bullshit. Like, you
Well,
just
the end game is pretty crap, and then
yeah, I
but
just wish these people would get their shit together. And
you managed to get all the trophies, right?
I'm missing one for Outriders, which is the like finish off what is it like do all the accolades for all your
Oh,
powers?
for one guy for one class. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for one class. I'm like one away. I'm like, do I really want to do it?
I did it.
Uh,
I was just like, I'm gonna do it.
like,
I don't
I don't
want to
know.
see 42 out of 43, so I did it. And like I looked at my playtime and I was like, okay, that's a solid amount of playtime. I'm happy if I can shelve this forever, but I don't mind if they fix it. But I'm not gonna like go out and look to see if they fixed it.
They've
Yeah.
they've said constantly that Outriders is not a live service. So, I would treat it. Do you still treat it as a Borderlands type game where it's just about as opposed to Avengers, which is like live service. You know what I'm saying? Like at least Outriders, they said that we're not trying to be a live service. Does that help?
Uh,
No,
no.
because it has all the
Oh.
problems. It has all the problems of a live service game
Right,
without
exactly.
technically being a live service. So it's like everyone's waiting for new content, waiting for patches, waiting for tuning. But since I guess it's not a live service, this shit is not guaranteed.
Yeah, all they
Uh,
really did was make it so that they gave themselves an out, sort of, or they thought they gave themselves an out by saying, yeah, this isn't a live service, so it's what you get, except
But it
that what
really
we got was
is.
broke, right? If
Yeah.
it was polished and perfect, like the demo was, everybody would be so happy. If they didn't nerf anything,
Yes.
from demo
That's
to
right.
launch, everybody would have been happy. Like everybody loved the bullet storm builds or whatever. Like they were stupid overpowered, but they were fun, and they just sucked all the fun out of it, with the
Yeah.
bugs on top of it. And yeah, like Andy lasted so much longer than I did, but like we still got our value out of it. So
um.
mm,
Do you like?
there's value
Oh,
in
go ahead.
playing. There's value in playing a bad game.
yeah,
I think, and there's value in experiencing bad things. I believe. That's why I watch so many shitty movies and I play apparently bad video games. So it's a good like learning experience. It's like it teaches you what a good game or movie or TV series can be.
Yeah.
When it makes it so much better when you see like competence.
You know what I
When
you know
when
what
you
I
see,
look at it as? You know how they sell this stuff for kids so they brush their teeth? It's like they rinse their
Yes.
mouth and their teeth become blue, and then they have to brush off all the blue. If you're playing a bad game, it's easier to see the blue. So then you can go and say, "Okay, this is how these are the things you need to fix to make this game good." If the game is like pretty good and there's a little bit of blue, it's harder to see the blue, right?
yeah, no, that makes sense.
yeah, but that's
Good,
more
good analogy.
beneficial for the developers, right? Like I'm never gonna fix the game. I'm just gonna look at it and maybe, uh, I guess from a consumer perspective, my lesson would be to not get it on day one and just see what other people are saying about it first, and having to not jump on board the FOMO train,
Mm.
right?
Yeah.
But that's hard because you want to play, especially if there's like leaderboards and stuff. But can you really learn that? I don't know.
I mean, there's always that. There's always that fight against the marketing and the hype, and obviously there's that. Like, hey, this looks like fun. We're gonna
No, the
risk
the
that.
the demos were
Yeah,
good. Like for
the
both
demo
games,
for
they
this
were
one was
like,
excellent.
yeah. So it's hard to be like, well, you didn't know that they're gonna like
Well,
bork
that's
it
the
so
problem, right?
badly.
So that's a problem. So is the demo actually deceiving?
Well, they
Yeah,
made the
it's that.
updates after, right? Like the
Yeah, they
nerfing and all
changed
that.
the. Yeah, they did. They did it after, and the Outriders demo, like the progress carried into the live one. That's why everybody was excited too. They figured, okay, if you're gonna carry over progress, then it probably is going to be like this, and it was until it wasn't, because they started changing things in a single player game that doesn't
Yeah.
have any competitive aspect, which is
Which
what
is
got
which,
people so riled up.
exactly, like, come on, like, if you're gonna be like Borderlands offline non-life service, then who cares if people like can
Yeah,
like who if they're overpowered? Just why, like,
yeah.
why?
This game made you feel like a superhero, more so I think than Avengers did, because you could actually destroy things. Whereas if I was doing like a Hulk in the Avengers demo, I was like, this isn't right. Like Hulk should be plowing through these guys as if they're nothing, and yet he's getting hit by little dinky robots and getting knocked down by them. So it just felt wrong. But this one, the demo got it right. It was so fun, and then it was not as fun. It was still okay for like a good amount of time until something better came along and easily just knocked it out from being the main play.
Hmm, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I
Well,
stole
looking for
Andy's save
look.
state. Sorry.
These save states are 18 gigabytes long. Hopefully they don't start overwriting themselves.
auto save, auto save.
I'll do mine next. I've been playing this game I'm trying to show
nice.
up. Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne, the HD remaster. I actually own this game on PS2. My brother bought it way back when it first came out, and he played a little bit of it, and then I never jumped in. And I was like, you know what? It's an RPG. Might as well be playing this portable. So I'm playing it, and I am addicted. But my save state was the last thing I did was I'm in a demon world. Like I'm in a picture like the Earth is gone, and then but it's turned into this morphed demon world, right? And I'm trying to figure out what's going on, and it's like Persona is an offshoot of Shin Megami Tensei games, right? So you know how in Persona
Yes.
you're like talking to the bad guys sometimes so you can get their power or whatever. In the Mega 10 series, you're not just getting their power; they're joining your party. So you're doing that stuff. But the part that I'm in right now, I'm in Asakusa in Japan, and I stumbled upon an arcade, and this demon boy was like, "Yo, I got the high score in this game. I bet you can't do it. If you can do it, I'll give you this." And then he hints that he has something that can give you a new set of magic power. The magic system is depending on what you equip. Like there's these little creatures you can eat, but you're just equipping it, and then when you level up, you learn one of its magic powers. And then you can mix and match your magic. So I'm doing that, and the arcade game is, I think it's called Puzzle Boy or something like that. It's pretty much like Boxel. If you remember Boxel, I forgot what the game, Sukoban? Is it called Sukoban? Where you're just pushing boxes and stuff around, and you're trying to get to the goal. I'm on the last level now. These are hard as hell. Like they start off easy, and then right at the 5th one, it gets super hard. I'm on level 20 right now, and I'm hoping it's the last one. Yeah, I was literally playing just before this podcast. But the game, I'm addicted to this game, and I don't know how to explain why I'm addicted or how cool, or why it's so cool. But there's something about it that's just drawn me in. A lot of people call it like a Pokemon game, but like, yes, you can collect all the demons, but that's not the point of the game. The point of the game is to mold this demon world into how you want it, because that's the power that you got when the world exploded. You have this power because you're half human and half demon. You're a demi fiend, they call you. So you're trying to figure out, your teacher is your high school teacher. It turns out to be some entity, like some deity or something that also caused this event to happen, and she gave you your demi fiend powers. So you're trying to figure out her motivation, and then some of your classmates also got sucked into this world, so you're trying to figure out what they're doing. And then there's this one bad guy that's trying to remold the world, so they're calling it the silent world, so everything is even, that typical what's the word I'm looking for?
Apocalypse?
No, like, the guy that's like, I want everything to be perfect in my image. So if let's say if the world has no emotion, like in that movie with the gun katas, there's no emotion, and then everything will be fine. Right? So that's what the bad guy wants to do. He wants to call it like the silent world where no one has emotion and everything is just there. So in my character, I can actually follow him or do what he wants to do, or do the opposite, or do like something in between. There's a whole bunch of endings, and the people that played the PS2 version, like, they love it, and they've played it multiple times, like New Game Plus, to get like all the endings and stuff. And then they go and try to collect all the demons and get all the abilities and stuff like that. So I don't know why I'm so addicted to this game. The HD-ness of the game is just widescreen. Like, they didn't really up the graphics that much. They didn't really change the game that much. But yeah, it's good. I like it.
tone-wise, how does it compare to Persona 6?
Oh.
I know about the series, but I haven't played either or. But what the difference of the two? I think obviously Persona's lighter, right? Like
Totally lighter. The Persona spin-off is more accessible for newcomers. And then the main Mega 10 series would be a little bit more hardcore.
like hardcore Japanese RPG. Like let's go. Like
Yeah, like you kind of take situations for what they are without explanation, or there will be some ridiculous explanation at some point later, and you're like, okay, sure, whatever. I'm having fun with this game. You say whatever you want. I'm gonna keep playing this game. Yeah. So I hope to beat this. This will be the first Mega 10 game I actually complete. So
Nice.
I hope my addiction stays until the end of the game.
that series has always been on the peripheral for me. I've always definitely wanted to try either the OG Shin Megami or the Persona. But that world is very cool.
The first time I heard about Persona was at your house when Persona 1 was on PlayStation 1. And I was like, what the hell? Why are we talking to the bad guys? Like, I didn't understand it. But I thought it was so cool that we were in a Japanese school and we're walking around Japan and stuff like I thought all that stuff was really cool. I was like, this is
setting's very cool.
Yeah, it's not like fantasy or super cyberpunk.
Exactly.
It's
exactly.
this is just regular high school kids that found this weird world. So that's the draw, and that's what I like about the Persona series. It's very accessible, and this last one, because I'm playing Persona 5 on my streams every other Tuesday, like it's so much story and so much style, and the music is fantastic, and the characters are cool. It's so easy to get lost in there.
Cool.
Save state.
Persona.
Derek, go.
My save state was after a while I finally jumped back into Jedi Fallen Order. So
Nice.
took me like half an hour to reacquaint myself with the controls, but I remembered everything. And then right now I'm climbing the origin tree, and I was looking for this Wookiee general, which I just found. And then I'm trying to remember kind of where I need to go. And then so I think the thing I have to do now is climb this origin tree. And I just got this breather thing to go underwater. Like before, earlier in the game, I was like, oh, there's this thing at the bottom. Why can't I go down? And then now oh, okay, cool. Now you could dive into like the whole the whole bottom of the lake or whatever is like, holy shit, it's like way bigger, right? So it's cool. Like it's like I mean, obviously they would be swimming. I was just like I was like, cool, they gave it like that. They opened up that part. So,
you just got Metroidvania.
Exactly. I'm like, oh. Still a fantastic game. I was trying to beat it before Ratchet and Clank came out, but then I got busy, and then Ratchet comes out in like 12 hours. So I don't know if I'll beat it today. So we'll see. Might have to go back in the back burner. Sorry.
Do you have to play Ratchet and Clank on day one though?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's available. If I didn't buy it, then yeah. But I already bought it, so it's gonna be sitting there.
But then, but you could just beat, like, you could take one more day to beat the Star Wars game.
I could maybe do a concur. I mean, I'm definitely gonna jump in on day one to see what the feel is of Ratchet, and then I could always, you're right, just take an hour or two and just finish off. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see.
The Star Wars game is worth it. I'm telling you, man.
It's worth it. Totally. I mean, that's why I'm I still have it installed and everything. Like, I definitely want to finish it, and it's also like I know that it's finishable. It's not like a 50-hour game, which is great.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. So those are the two kind of things that are kind of flip-flopping. We'll see.
Are you playing on easy or regular?
Yes.
Yeah. It feels good, right? Playing on easy, like you feel like a Jedi.
Totally. And you still get hurt. I mean, you can still mess up like blocks and stuff like that too. But it's more forgiving. And there have been times when I've gotten like red barred or whatnot stuff, like maybe because I'm messing up my parries or whatnot. But it's enough that you can come back quickly.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
And I like that if you die, like, or if you fall off a cliff or something like that, like, you're not too far back.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my! There's plenty of times when I missed a jump. Okay,
Yeah.
so
I feel like the game respects the player and their time
totally,
a lot.
totally.
Yeah.
They make it very user friendly, which I like too. Like, because you don't want to be frustrated, like, oh, I gotta do this whole level again. Like, yeah,
Yeah, who wants that? Like nobody
Yeah.
wants that.
yeah, exactly.
Cool.
So yeah, hopefully I'll beat that quick. Beat that
Nice.
quick.
Any gaming news that anyone want to talk about?
Oh man, it's like a lot, right? It's like a month.
Summer of Games is coming up. Jeff Keighley's thing. E3 is coming up. How crazy is that? E3 is a thing still.
E3 was originally, people weren't sure if they were gonna do it this year, right?
Yeah.
It's still like teetering on life support, right? Because a lot of companies have left and come back and whatnot, and then also now Jeff Keighley like, hey, standing across the street playing like, oh yeah, don't worry,
Yeah.
we're doing our own thing here, like
Yeah.
But Summer Games was kind of boring last year. I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
it
so
was like
long, and they didn't have much content.
It was streaming on. That was the thing we all watched streaming on IGN, right? That was the.
Yeah, that thing.
Where he
Yeah,
was
it
standing
was-
in front of those screens and the floor and all that. And the IGN lady was there. The one that
See, that's
wants
how
to be Jessica
forgettable it
Chobo.
was. Like, I just
Sydney.
remember seeing the schedule, and I only wanted
Sydney.
to see the Cyberpunk thing, and that was it. There was nothing else that I wanted to see.
Yeah, just a whole
So
ton of games that are like we never heard about or
Mm.
we never heard
There's
of before.
they've been releasing a bunch of indie stuff, like
Yeah.
all the trailers that I've seen of all these indie games, but I don't think there's any big reveals just yet, right? Like
Yeah.
there haven't been anything.
Yeah. And last year, Summer of Games, that was the first year they did it, right? So it was probably quickly cobbled together and people were unsure about it and all that stuff. But like,
Yeah,
if you
That's
see what
true.
Keeley's been doing with the Game Awards, maybe people will have more faith this year and we'll see
yeah,
more stuff this year.
I think so too. I think definitely that was the initial stuff. Now that he's building on that, so
Also,
Yeah,
He's good.
the states. I know Keely's Canadian, but like it's all being done in the states. Their vaccination rate is really high, right?
it
So-
was, but we don't
It's
need to talk about
plateauing.
that.
I feel like. Yeah.
But you're right. Like it being version 1, you can't expect the moon on version 1.
Yeah,
So
of course.
they'll iterate and make it better. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm willing to give it another
Pretty
chance.
sure the first E3 was a disaster, right?
Pretty sure we never got to know since it was industry
Yeah, it was-
insiders only
yeah.
before.
And the internet was not high speed. People were still getting the postage size thumbnails to send back, right?
oh man,
But game-wise, what else have we got coming?
I could quickly take a look at a page I
Yeah.
have open.
cool.
Chrome. Where are you, Chrome? Chrome. Okay. I have a Wikipedia. The month of May has passed. And I'm sure Derek is going to talk about a certain game. The month of May. We have June. The Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection just came out. Virtua
But
Fighter
that
5.
came out on Switch earlier, correct?
Yeah, so now it's on all the other
Yeah.
consoles. Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown came out. Derek and I tried to play that and didn't know how to invite each other to a game, so we played Street Fighter 5 instead. There is this DC Superhero Girls Teen Power game. It's supposed to be like the funny DC world, like the
Okay.
really cartoony and I don't know, some kind of action adventure game.
Like Teeny Titans or whatever.
Kind
Yeah, it
of
looks
like
good.
Teen Titans, yeah. But it's all
Teeny
female.
Titans on mobile
female
was
squad.
really fun, by the way.
I heard that.
Titans.
Yeah, Teeny Titans.
I think your
And
kids might
Teeny
like
Titans,
this game,
too.
Ken.
Yeah, the superhero ones.
Yeah, this
Okay.
it looks cute. The art's nice.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
This roguelike deck building game called Griftlands. I don't know if you guys have heard of that or that's on your radar or anything like that.
Yeah, I've seen some screens and the art does look cool. But it is deck building, so
Yeah. The new Genesis or Phantasy Star Online 2 is out. I think today it came out. I think Kai Mega has been playing that a bit. The Intergrade, that Final Fantasy VII Remake DLC, that's only on PS5 for some reason. Boo.
Yeah, why?
Guilty Gear Strive looks amazing. Ratchet and Clank, that should be out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Talk about Strive for a little bit. Like, I know you guys have talked about it a lot. It looks really pretty, like a cartoon. I've never really been into it, but this one looked pretty amazing. So convince me, why should I play Guilty Gear?
I wouldn't say everyone play Guilty Gear. If you are a fighting game fan, yeah, check it out. But if you are just an eye candy fan, yeah, okay, check it out too, because this looks like you're playing an anime, like more so than any other Guilty Gear ever.
More so than like, let's say, Dragon Ball Fighter Z
It's
It's the
just-
Fighters.
it's
same
just
developer.
Same developer.
Yeah, it's Arc System Works. They also made Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, which is the fighting game based on a mobile game, and that looked gorgeous by itself. That game even came with a co-op two-player mode, which is kind of cool. And then they upgraded that tech, the DBZ tech, and then the Grand Blue tech, and they threw it into their Guilty Gear. And my goodness, oh my god, I don't know, it looks so good. And then a lot of people haven't played a good fighting game in a while, right? Mortal Kombat, okay, like mostly people are playing that for the story. They're not really playing that for the fighting mechanics. Like what's another fighting game that came out recently? Nothing?
I don't think
Got
it
me.
Right?
I don't know.
Yeah. So people are excited about this, and the Guilty Gear system, it has air combos and like really stylish supers, and sometimes you could do a finisher if you beat a guy with a super. I forgot what they're called when you do that, but some of them are wacky as hell, like knocking someone into the moon and something like that. But yeah, I would say check out some videos, and if you think you'd be into it, go for it. It's not the easiest fighter to get into. I'm sure you could button mash with your kids. What?
It's very. I don't know. I haven't played Guilty Gear since the 2D days, so I don't know what the new ones are like.
Hmm.
But Guilty Gear has always been more technical than Street Fighter.
Yes.
Mm.
A lot of air combos, and then like enhanced meter, super meter.
It's somewhere in the middle of like Street Fighter and like Marvel vs. Capcom. It's kind of a mix of the two, but
Okay.
a little harder. Still, yeah, it's not as mashy. I don't know. It's tough.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll check it out because it does look really pretty. Really pretty.
You probably have the old one somewhere. It probably
somewhere for free.
Yeah, I don't. What did it ever come on a PC? I could be wrong.
There are
I know
Guilty
we
Gear
got-
games on Steam. Yes, I was actually thinking of buying the original Guilty Gear on Steam recently, just to play the first one, just to feel what that was like, because I don't remember.
I don't remember what it was called, but I know for sure we got it on PSN.
Was
So
it Guilty Gear
it's-
Zerd? XRD? It's really a Guilty Gear
Yeah,
X3, but
That sounds right.
yeah.
Yeah.
I bought that
You
before it
probably
was free on
have some
PSN,
for
and that
that.
game is fun as hell. But again, I don't know what I'm doing in that game. I haven't given that game like a good, let's do the tutorial thing. I just go in and try to play like I'm playing Street Fighter with maybe an air combo here and there. But no matter how I play, I have fun. If I play someone that's an expert in the game, I'm just going to get destroyed.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, there's Strive. Kiri in the chat was mentioning the new Battlefield game, Battlefield 2042.
2042.
Yep.
That trailer just dropped.
Yeah. Did they say a
Did
release
you
date
guys
on that?
watch the trailer?
I did not
Yeah,
watch it.
I watched it.
I watched that one
I did, I
clip that
watched it.
Good Shark posted with the guy
I watched
ejecting.
the trailer. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I think that the theme is like moments that happened in game or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like memes, like previous memes. I
Yeah,
think.
something like that. It's a cool trailer.
Cool.
But I didn't like the physics I was seeing for the people. Like right at the beginning, that guy that's falling, didn't it look really weird to you? Like the
I mean, it's all
flailing
CG.
mechanics or whatever?
It's all CG, right? That's none of that is gameplay.
No, that's
stuff, so-
gameplay.
No, they said it was gameplay engine.
No,
So
no,
it-
that's
No,
is it?
no,
Isn't
it's
it?
not.
No,
No,
it's
at,
not.
the, at
It's-
the end of the trailer, they said like gameplay trailer coming soon or something. Like
yeah, yeah. This is all in.
Oh,
It's
so
it's all
the
it's all
game
CG.
engine. but
Yes, it's
I'm
not
sure
it's not
saw that it
gameplay.
was game engine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gameplay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This is all CG. Like it's all like it's
Yeah.
probably using the in-game engine for the thing, but it's not real-time gameplay stuff,
Mm,
right? So
Yeah.
it's weird too because like Battlefield, I think back in the day, I haven't played like 5 or like 4, like the latest ones, right? But back in the day, like I always thought of Battlefield as realistic, right? Um, but I guess not. I guess.
Not anymore.
Well, it
Nope.
was like Battlefield 3 was. I played
Yeah.
that with Shaver a few times, and it was fun. I was terrible at it, and like I just piggybacked off of him, but it was really fun. And that one
Battlefield 3
was
was
realistic.
Yeah,
But
Battlefield 3 was my first experience, I think, online gameplay. 'Cause actually, honestly, before Destiny,
Did you
actually.
guys
And-
play Battlefield 2142? Because that game was awesome. And
Ooh.
21,
Kiri in the
42.
chat agrees. Yeah, it was like there were mechs and stuff in there. Yeah, it was just insane. It was like a futuristic version of the first Battlefield game. It was
That
amazing.
seems like what they're
Yeah, a
doing
drop
now,
ship. There was
right?
all
Yeah,
kinds of crazy stuff.
yeah.
I
So
feel like
this seems
that's like Tribes. Remember Tribes?
Yeah, but this Battlefield 2142 looked amazing compared to Tribes. Tribes
Yeah.
looked like a piece of crap.
Well,
Yeah,
it was released in
basic.
what, 1990
Yeah, like
something?
late 90s. Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, this one looks interesting with the future. I mean, a lot of people were complaining that Call of Duty was like, oh, we're all this near future sci-fi stuff. They were doing that too long, and I think at that time that's when Battlefield dropped Battlefield 1, which was like back to old school, which was amazing, like setting wise and all that stuff. And then now it's interesting that this version of Battlefield is near future sci-fi, with like mechs and like little robots and stuff like that too. So
Mhm.
it'll be interesting to see it in the Battlefield scale. Um,
Yeah,
so
that's true.
yeah,
Because Battlefield games are supposed to be like big.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
So-
So we'll see. I mean, I'll keep an eye out for it, but it's EA, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, Battlefront, like the Star Wars Battlefront ones were actually decent for the scale that they were. If you remember them. So they're not inexperienced at doing this. It could work out.
I mean, I have no problem with I have faith in their Battlefield, the game. But I don't know if I don't know. We'll see. Like, yeah, it really depends.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
Yeah.
Curious saying in the chat that it's October 23rd is when that one is scheduled.
Cool.
Mm,
Thanks.
Also,
We'll see.
Guilty Gear Strive is on Steam as well, for those that are wondering.
okay.
Yeah, so June still has some more things. Do you remember? Well, there's like Mario Golf, and there's a thing called Scarlet Nexus, which is like an anime-style action role-playing game. But do you remember on Super Nintendo, Ghoul Patrol and Zombies Ate My Neighbors?
I remember Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Yeah, the Ghoul Patrol is pretty much like a clone of that game, or like a part 2. Those are being re-released on all the consoles, everything: Windows, Switch, PS4,
Oh my god,
Xbox.
that'd be perfect for Switch.
Yeah, right.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors was amazing.
Yeah.
On like I remember I don't know how it plays now, but I remember back then it was so cool. Like because it was a modern setting. It's very hard to find modern setting games actually. But anything set in modern times was very fun.
Yeah,
It was like
especially back then.
and it was co-op, right?
Yeah, it was hard. It wasn't an easy
Yeah.
game.
Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
So that's cool. I'm glad that's happening. And then we have July. Ease 9. If you guys are Ease fans, Monster Hunter Stories 2, Wings of Ruin. If you're into that, re-release of Skyward Sword, which is a Zelda game. And July is kind of short, unless this list is not really updated.
I'm sure there's gonna be like a lot of surprise drops in the next like with E3
Yes,
and like they're gonna be like
exactly.
and available now or something.
Yeah,
like that,
Shadow
so.
Drop. Yeah, I would like to see
Yeah.
something Shadow dropped at E3. That would be
Yeah.
cool. When is E3 this year?
It should be like in a couple of weeks. Like I keep seeing
End-
like
end
it's
of June?
coming up. Like
Okay. Samurai Warriors 5, Kaimega saying? I thought we already had a 5. Yeah, that Ace Attorney
Well,
game. Yeah.
Oh, Samurai Warriors is that what's it called? The
Dynasty Warriors.
Musou.
Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah. The new one looks crazy, right?
Yeah, it's got that like Guilty Gear art.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like every game should just be Guilty Gear art now. Like if we can do that,
Yeah.
like why can't and like you guys have seen Genshin Impact? Like
Yeah.
that looks like I'm
Yeah.
playing an anime, right?
Graphics are really good for Genshin.
Yeah.
Like it's actually like credit where credit's due. It's a gorgeous looking
Yeah.
game.
Like
So-
yes, they copied Breath of the Wild like up the wazoo, but like the character designs and other tweaks that they made, like it looks really good.
It actually looks better than Breath of the Wild. Okay, like the graphics are amazing. Like because Breath of the Wild is way more simple and on Switch hardware, whereas
Genshin you can play on
Mhm.
PC with like
Genshin, like oh my god, Genshin like full graphics are like it's amazing. Like really, the art style is very nice looking. So yeah.
Every time I see people streaming it on Twitch, I'm like, man, this game looks good. I should play it. And then I'm like, no, it's a gotcha. It's a gotcha. Stay away. Stranger
Apparently,
danger.
it's not that bad. Apparently, like for gacha style games, it's like you can get a lot. I'm not recommending it. I'm just saying, from my friends who played it, they said that you can get away with a lot. You don't have to get into the whole guy. You can play a bunch of it free. So
Hmm.
I'm not saying playing it. I'm just saying it. It's like whatever.
Any other gaming news anyone wants to talk about?
I'm trying
There's-
to look at
there's
what
a
happened
lot.
in May. We can like handpick one or two like in May. Like I'm trying to like.
Kiri is asking, what does gotcha game mean? Kiri, if you know the egg machines in Japan, it's called gachapon, right? So it's like a random draw. Like you're paying money and you don't know what you're gonna get. So it's one of
Think
those
baseball
games.
card
Like a
packs or
baseball
trading
card or
packs.
Puzzle and Dragons, if you remember that game
Yeah.
we used to play. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think baseball cards is the best thing, where it's literally you're
Hoping.
You're gambling for
yeah.
what you want. You're
Yeah.
getting, right? Or Pokemon
yeah.
cards.
So it's like all these mobile type games tend to design their whole game around this mechanic,
Yeah.
which is the gotcha. Like the random, the loot box, the that thing. Right? So
yeah.
It's a little
Gotcha
ironic that it sounds like gotcha.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah. Yeah. Like gotcha. Yeah. That's
Bitch.
funny. Gotcha, bitch.
I always thought that's what it was. It was
Oh
like,
really?
gotcha. For the longest time, I was like, gotcha. Yeah, they gotcha.
That's funny.
But that you do get a buzz from opening those packs, man. Because when you get like that 5-star thing, it's the same as like opening up baseball cards in the day and getting like the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card or whatever, right?
Yeah, it's
Like,
a
man.
loot box. It's a
Yeah.
That's
loot
what
box.
they're betting on.
That's
That's
the whole thing.
100% what they're
Oh.
betting
It's
on.
a game built around the loot boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 100% what they're building off of.
Very predatory. Not cool.
Yeah.
But hey, if people are cool with it, sure, go for it. Overwatch is getting crossplay. Does anyone play that anymore?
I thought they were coming over with an Overwatch 2.
They are.
What happened?
Yeah,
They're still doing
Overwatch 2, which is actually more like an Overwatch expansion, but I don't know why they're calling it 2.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
that. Capcom's gonna
It's
have
more like
a
Pokemon.
E3 showcase on June 14th.
Okay, cool.
There's a rumor that Ubisoft Tom Clancy games are gonna mash up into a new free-to-play shooter. I don't know, rumors. I don't like talking about rumors. Rick and Morty's coming to Fortnite. There's a game called Mighty Goose, but it's like Metal Slug, but you're a goose.
Oh, it looks pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks very cool.
I don't know.
I don't know
It's
if you
not by
guys
the
saw-
Goose Game guys, right? It's a different thing altogether.
What's
don't
with the geese?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why the obsession with geese?
No idea.
I don't know if you guys saw that trailer I posted, but it was about like that golf game, like indie. Like it looked the mood, and I don't know if you have time, you could check out the trailer. It's super like an indie film, but you're basically like the last guy on Earth, and then Earth became a golf course or something like that. And it's like you're like in an astronaut suit, but the tone and mood is very cool. It's super like indie style, but it's like it's quite cool, I think. Check it out when you have time.
What's it called again?
It's called stand by. Called Battlefield 2042. No.
While you're looking that up, do you know anything about the Witch Queen expansion for Destiny?
Golf Club Wasteland. Yes. It got delayed till 2022. Originally, it was supposed to come out in the winter. But it's just like with any Destiny, their fall expansion, their yearly big drop. This is kind of what their the thing is though, Savathun is like Savathun is kind of like Thanos for Destiny because they've been building up to Thanos for years.
This is the pyramid people, right?
No,
Oh,
no, not the pyramid.
okay.
Savathun is like the sister of Oryx, who was like the
Oh, shoot.
original.
Okay.
Yeah, the original bad guy from Destiny 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then so like basically we've been slowly killing his like whole family. Like first it was like Oryx's son, friggin' Crota. Then we killed the father. Then we're like now we're killing like the sisters. And basically Savathun has been in the background, in the lore and also in that. But now Destiny's gotten way better in the past couple seasons with story,
Mm-hmm.
and now they've been adding a lot more lore and cutscenes and clues inside the game. And there's this thing called a Savathun song, which um, some characters have started to hum. There's like a melody, and
Mm.
and it's like slowly been like for the past like 6 months or something. They've been like saying like, oh hey, that skull on top of Shaxx, like it's actually like a channeling. Like oh, sometimes he's humming this thing. What is that thing? And then now recently, like last week, the uh they're saying that people in the city have been humming this song, and then
Uh-oh.
she hums it, and it's literally like the Savathun theme. So it's really cool how they're integrating the story into this thing. So it's building up to, so people are like, oh shoot, is Savathun like corrupting everyone now too? So building up to the expansion. So it's cool story wise.
That's
I think.
exciting. That's pretty cool. What else? Anyone have news off the top of their head? We can move on to what we've been playing.
Yeah, I think nothing super major.
It is Pride Month right now. We're in June, and there was a game called Tell Me Why, and they put that out for free for Pride Month. So
Just tell me why.
Pardon?
I finished that one.
Yeah, was it good?
It was tough. Like it's one of those decision-making games, right, where you have like the Telltale style stuff.
Okay, cool.
And it's a pretty interesting story, but it makes you make some very tough decisions that you kind of. I felt like, oh man, if this was real, I wouldn't know exactly how I would handle this because it's you don't win either way. Those types, like they really have an impact on what you would feel and how your life would turn out. So I would say that it's a pretty good game that everyone should play to maybe get insight into just the kind of things that you would have to deal with. It's not entirely related to just pride, as you say, but it's a mix of that and other life-changing decisions too.
Okay.
What did you play it on?
A Game Pass. I think it was Game Pass.
Cool. Tell me why.
Yeah.
There was one thing I just saw here. Where did it go? Sonic the Hedgehog is coming to Minecraft. Boom. I don't know.
Wait, there's also a new Sonic game on Switch. Was it like Sonic Olympics? There was this they
Olympics
announced
one?
that thing. I think it was it? I don't know. See Sonic's Switch. There's definitely a new Sonic game.
This year is Sega's 60th anniversary. Or was it last year?
Cool.
It was last year, but they're still celebrating. Yeah.
It's a long celebration.
Yeah. Well, 60 years is a long time.
That's crazy. 60 years.
Yeah, man. They started off making what's it called? Those the little like cork gun games, like before, video monitors and all that stuff. Like old carnival type arcade games.
But did they start off making playing cards?
No. Not Hanafuda.
Not Nintendo.
They're not as old as Nintendo, no. Sega stands for Service Games. I think that's what it was. Oh,
Oh my god, really?
Yeah.
That's what it stands for?
Really?
started by an American dude in Japan. Yeah.
Huh. Did not know that.
Yep.
That's
Kamega
kind of cool.
agrees. It's Service Games.
That does make
Cool.
sense that it was started by a non-Japanese person.
Why?
If that's the name. Sega's not a Japanese word.
Yeah, but they do a lot of
Sega.
portmanteau stuff and shortening
Not
over there.
but not for companies. Like,
I guess
well,
so.
portmanteaus, but not of English words.
Hmm. Well, the Famicom is Family Computer.
But that's a product.
That is a product.
Not
yeah,
the company.
You're correct. Yeah.
Although I don't know what a Nintendo is either. Maybe I'm just wrong. What's a Sony?
What is a Sony?
Yeah, it's
What's the guy's last name?
John Sony.
John Sony. My family doctor's name was
John
Dr.
Sony.
Sony.
Was he Japanese?
He was Indian.
John.
He retired. He was the best doctor I've ever had. Alpha's
Nice.
doctor owns Sony.
Sony.
Cool. Should we talk about what we've been playing? Or what we've been consuming?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Andy, you want to start?
Sure. So I've had a weird like time travel month, I guess. Starting with like Tenet, came out in I think it was like early May or something like that. It came to Crave, so I
Oh.
watched that. Yeah, you should definitely. If you haven't seen Tenet, go watch it. It's mind-boggling. Yeah, no, it's very good. It's just it's a little overstuffed. It's slightly too much.
So
But,
if they just took a layer of the fat out, it would be.
Streamlined
Yeah.
it a little bit. There's
Just-
just a bit too much going on.
Because there's a really great
wanted
concept.
to-
There's a great
yeah.
concept in there. It's just they needed to really like, you know.
Yeah, they just it's a good movie. It's just it's a lot. It's definitely need to watch it 2-3 times. There's a lot to figure out. It's not as bad as like Primer. It's not
It
that
would have
kind of
helped.
time travel movie, but
Mm.
yeah.
Well, it would have helped if they didn't all already know what this stuff was. Like, and there's this one guy who's like, "What's this?" And then they kind of briefly explain it to him, and he just gets it. I'm like, "Wait, what? I didn't get it at all. Could you please
Yeah.
rewind? Like,
Did
you
not
have the
the-
ability to rewind. Can you please rewind? Because I don't get it."
Yeah, it wasn't very layman friendly.
No,
You're
it made me
you're
feel
not.
really dumb when I watched it the first time. Like, I got Inception in like two runs, I guess. And after Tenet, I was just like, I don't feel like I want to watch this again because
No.
it's too hard.
In Inception, they explained it a lot better.
Yeah, there was
it's
Yeah,
no-
they
very-
did.
yeah.
I didn't have a problem with Inception at all. It wasn't
No.
confusing or anything. It's just once you get into it, it's fine.
Yeah.
But this is like, it's a bit too much. Without getting into any spoilers, it's hard to kind of critique
Well,
it
I
without
think it's
trying
fair
to
to spoil
explain
it by now.
Wait, no,
Well,
I have
sorry,
not
I
seen
watched
it.
No.
Oh, you haven't seen
No.
it? I thought we were
Don't
talking about like
don't
age-wise.
assume things, man.
Yeah.
Don't assume.
Age-wise, it's spoiler, in the spoiler zone.
No,
But if
it's not
Fars
been
hasn't seen
7
it yet-
years.
Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah, that's the spoiler zone.
I don't know. Okay.
7-year radius.
7 years and 7 internet years is very short.
I don't spoil anything anyway. I ask first. I never spoil.
Okay.
So, since Tenet, I've just been kind of watching time travel movies. So, next one I watched Predestination on. It's also on Netflix. That is an amazing movie. I love that movie.
It's very smart.
Wait, is it a prequel
It's
to
very
Final
smart.
Destination?
It's another movie I can't talk about
You-
because it's
That's even harder to explain.
this one isn't. No, see, this is not as complicated as Tenet.
No,
This
I
is-
mean, it's harder to say
I
without
can't.
spoiling.
I can't talk about this either. It's just
Imagine pitching that movie. How does he pitch that movie to some?
I think he'd be like, okay, do you guys know what
I
a
see
closed
dead
loop
people.
is? Do you know what a causal loop is? Do you know what a bootstrap paradox is? And then yeah, it's great. If you have time to watch it, go watch Predestination.
All right.
Um,
Is that
so
also
then
on Crave?
it's on
Netflix.
Netflix.
Netflix. Okay.
So do that, and then I went to watch Happy Death Day
Oh,
1 and 2.
nice.
Oh,
There's a
I still
2?
have not watched that. I bought that and I haven't
What are
watched
these?
that.
What are
Is
these?
amazing. Happy
Yeah.
Death Day. It's
Groundhog Day type. Right?
yeah, it's a Groundhog Day horror movie.
Okay. The
So
last.
it's a girl.
Hmm.
It's her birthday. So she dies and keeps repeating that day, and she's trying to find why she's being killed. She's being chased by this the kind of guy in like a baby mask.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
cool concept. It's a really
It's
good
great.
concept.
It's really
Yeah.
fun. It is
I
tons of fun.
I feel like we're getting a lot of these, a resurgent of these. Like, wasn't Boss Level like this too?
It's just getting. I think
Yeah, Lost
these are
Level
getting
is another
released.
time. It's another time loop movie.
Yeah.
Lost Level was fine.
Boss Level was fun.
I hate that guy. That one video game guy.
Oh,
That is the worst bit of video game dialogue I've ever heard.
yeah.
Yeah, so Happy Death Day 2 is also good. Not as good as the first one. It's fine. It's good to watch though. It expands on that idea of why she's repeating the day.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I watched Synchronic.
Oh yeah. How is
Yeah,
that?
it's weird. It's got good reviews, but I didn't like it as much as the reviewers liked it. It's like an indie time travel movie. It's like a guy. It's Anthony Mackie. So they find people taking this drug called Synchronic, and it's somehow transporting them back in time, and they're kind of bringing back objects from those time periods and getting murdered in really weird ways.
Cool.
It's all
That sounds
right.
cool. That sounds cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So then also, I watched Doctor Strange again, and I watched Endgame again, and what else? I watched
just recently-
Arrival again.
Oh nice.
The Arrival?
Arrival.
We arrived.
What was that one again?
The Denis Villeneuve, Amy Adams.
Hey, Amy
Yeah.
Adams one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one with the touching
oh.
the glass with the
Yes.
tentacle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys
Yes.
have you guys all seen Arrival?
I've seen it.
I think I saw it with you, Andy.
Sure. I don't remember. Maybe.
I think so.
So I guess me calling it a time travel movie is sort of a spoiler.
Yeah, that is. But whatever.
Yeah, but it's yeah. And then for some reason the other weird. Oh, also Legends of Tomorrow is a stupid TV show, but it's hilarious.
Oh my
It's
god,
about
is that
time
still
travel, and
on?
It's hilarious. It's ridiculous. Yeah,
Oh.
it's like Doctor Who with superheroes, but stupid and funny. It's just silly. And then for some reason, other properties have been doing properties that aren't time travel things have been doing time travel things, like Army of the Dead, which for some
Oh.
reason in the middle of this fucking movie, they dropped this like I don't know, just the 2 minutes of just like, hey, maybe we're in a time loop, and they drop in this weird narrative like
Yeah.
cul-de-sac. I don't know. It just
Narrative
it goes nowhere.
cul-de-sac.
It goes absolutely nowhere. They
But
just
that's Zack
introduce
Snyder,
this
right?
idea. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
just
Well, there you
introduces
go.
this idea, and then it goes nowhere, and everyone's like, "What the fuck was that?" Yeah,
It's for the memes. It's just for the all the tons of videos and analyses that will come afterwards, which is exactly what it did.
yeah, it's
It's
for
like
people that just write articles about what was it with that time travel loop thing.
yeah, it's up to
And
you.
for him to be like, yeah, sure, there's a time travel thing in there. It's
No, he'll wait for like the best
Yeah, wait
explanation.
for the sequel.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
best
him, like,
explanation.
being
It'll
a
be like
piece of
that. That's
shit.
it.
He
Yeah.
just didn't want to miss out on having a time travel.
That's
loop.
hilarious.
So you could say, I did it.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
then
the
there's
superheroes
another
walking up the
property.
stairs.
There's another property which I can't say has another time travel component. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not even gonna say what it is, but that hit me like randomly too. I was like, holy shit.
Maybe you're in a time
All
travel.
this time loop talk.
Probably am.
Are you gonna play that new Bethesda game, Deathloop?
That's true.
It looks pretty cool, actually. I might.
is-
We'll see how the reviews
It
look.
does look cool.
It is by Arcane, so
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So
And then, culminating with today, Loki came out, which is all about time travel too.
Nice.
oh, that's that's right.
Yeah.
It is about time travel.
It
There you
is.
go. Full
So,
circle.
and then having a timey-wimey month.
Timey-wimey month, baby.
It's been pretty fun.
Any
Loki
Modoc
is
for you?
great. MODOK is good too. It's MODOK is not what I thought it would be. It's about it ends up being about him trying to like save his marriage. It's very strange. That was not the turn I was expecting, but it's still funny.
From the clips that I saw a lot of family stuff, so I kind of thought it would be more of that, with hijinks on the side, trying to take over
Yeah,
the
it's
world.
very-
Decided-
It is very
Hijinks.
hijinky.
Yeah.
Hijinks.
Um,
I gotta
yeah,
catch up on MODOK and then Loki, and I still haven't started Bad Batch. I have so much to catch up on.
You can watch the first episode of Bad Batch and then just wait. Like, there's a whole lot of nothing that happens.
yeah, there's
for
not
a few
much going on right
episodes.
now. You can watch what's it? Fennec Shan. Is that her name?
Yeah, there's that one
What's
episode with
that?
her.
Phoenix Shan?
She's
Uh,
the from
Ming-Na
The
Wen's character.
Mandalorian.
She has a show now.
No, she's
She's on
in
Bad
one.
Batch.
Oh, she's on
Yeah,
Bad
she's-
Batch. Oh, okay,
Yeah, she's in the Bad Batch.
cool.
Yeah, not a lot is going on in that show. It's very not sure where they're going.
Is it voiced by
Yeah.
Ming-Na Wen?
Yeah, sorry.
Sick.
Yep, it's her.
Yeah, Loki is really good. It's written really well. It's a lot more compelling. It's kind of right now. I'd say it's on the level of WandaVision.
Okay,
Cool.
It's pretty
good.
compelling.
I enjoyed WandaVision.
Yeah, WandaVision was really good for me.
It's also gorgeous. Like the production design is great. It's got this, like the TVA is like a kind of retro futuristic 70s kind of feel.
Nice. Nice.
It's really cool. Yeah, the production design is really good. It's very like because they use like tape machines and like old school kind of like small tiny
Oh,
monitors
okay.
and
So it's
you know
like
that
old,
look, right?
yeah,
Like a
that old school,
retro futurish kind of
Like Buck Rogers or old Battlestar.
or like 60s version of sci-fi.
yeah, like analog kind of
2001: A
look,
Space Odyssey.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
but it's gorgeous and it's written really well so far.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Nice. I'm
Looking
looking
forward
forward
to
to that. Yeah.
Loking very hard.
Oh, it's
loking
looking
super
good.
hard. Yeah. And yeah, I think that's it.
Nice, man.
Oh, The Nevers. You guys should watch The Nevers. That's a really good show.
That sounds familiar.
Is it done? Like it's canceled? Like they
No,
only
no,
ever.
it's not
They're
canceled.
on.
There was some other Sherlock. Wait, is that the Sherlock one? What
that,
is
that
Never?
was the Irregulars. That was the Irregulars,
Irregulars.
which was canceled on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the better
Nevers
steampunk show. This is the better steampunk show.
Better steampunk show. Okay. I mean, you said the magic word right there.
It is.
Yeah.
It's 100% steampunk and it's amazing.
Yeah. It's like the best. It's Whedon's greatest hits, basically, in the show. He takes elements from all his like old things and kind of remixes them all together.
Okay, now you said my
Um,
magic word. You said Whedon. So
yeah,
I'm in.
So it's got Firefly stuff. Yes.
It's
Check.
definitely got a lot of Firefly chemistry.
Nice.
It's got
Alright.
that kind of chemistry, and it's got like the characters are written really well. They
Yep.
they are
Yeah.
you really buy their relationships, and dialogue is pretty good, and it's like classic Whedon, but it's too bad he's such a shitbag.
Yep.
Is he a shitbag?
Yeah.
But yeah, have you heard all this like stuff coming out from like really
Yeah,
he
just
got-
all this
got-
whole controversy?
Yeah.
Canceled
It's-
hard.
Oh, really? Oh no.
Yeah.
Me Too kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not
no, he's
sexual
just-
stuff. He's just an asshole.
Oh.
Not
Okay,
not
whatever.
not sexual stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
slave
He's-
drivers kind
he's
of.
just a
Oh,
jerk.
that kind of stuff. Oh,
He-
okay.
he's just a
Yeah.
jerk. That's all. So
Yeah, like a really
Ooh.
big asshole, and he's like
Yeah.
a bad showrunner.
yeah.
But
His
so the
idea,
first
his ideas are great though. He's just like
he is, yeah, it's fucking, he's a genius writer. That's
Yeah.
the thing. So he directed and wrote a whole bunch of this first 6. I think by the end it was somebody else who was kind of doing the work, and then the next half of the season is a new showrunner, new writers. So hopefully it all still comes together properly.
Yeah, hopefully the quality is consistent, but it seems like it is because like the interview with that I guess the co-showrunner or something, she seemed like on point. So I mean, like
Yeah, it's the last episode was written by Jane Espenson, who did a lot of like Buffy Angel and Battlestar.
Nice.
yeah.
So she's a
Well,
good writer. She's very like in tune with the Whedon style.
yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
So-
think hopefully it's good. It's looking
Yeah.
good. But that's a really good show. I really like that show.
Did you watch Castlevania?
Never.
No.
Oh,
Ah.
dude. Speaking of good writers, that's what's his name? Oh shit, what's his name? Comic book writer, Transmetropolitan.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Warren Ellis.
Warren Ellis,
Warren
yeah.
Ellis. Warren Ellis.
That's all him.
He writes that show?
He writes that show, and it's great.
Just-
It just ended, so you could watch it.
I
all now.
heard. I've been seeing a lot of reviews for season 4 have been very great. I told you I watched season 1 recently, right? Like because I never jumped on board until maybe a couple of weeks ago or something. There's something weird about the way people talk. In season 1, I don't know how it progresses, but there's a lot of mumbling and a lot of it just sounds like they're making up the dialogue as they go, which was a kind of turn off on season 1 because I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Really?
Yeah, season 1 was like kind of weird, dialogue wise. Plot wise it's fine, but just the way they're talking, the way Trevor mumbles and like kind of like.
He's
and then,
kind of like a grumpy drunk, right? And
But it's just what they're saying. It just doesn't sound written. It really just sounds like they're making. I don't know what it is.
Like, do you
It's
think
like
they're
the style
ad-libbing?
of- Yeah, that's the feeling I'm getting.
Maybe
On
just the
top of-
voice acting. That's not
On
good.
top of the delivery, I think so too. But me and Iki were like, "What the hell is going on?" So it was a little annoying. Season 1, I will definitely keep going, give it a shot. But she's done, right? So I don't know. I don't know if it gets better. But I've also read
great.
online. Am I the only one? Other people have complained about also too. They're like, are people mumbling or something. I don't know. Maybe it's Trevor's delivery or something. I don't know. But it was weird. But I will definitely, because it's Castlevania out and the episodes are short, I'll keep going. But that was
you could probably binge the entire
observation.
series in one go. Like the
I
first
love
3
that.
seasons are short, and then the last season was like I think 8 eps, 8 or 10.
No, that was great. I love the fact that like it was like super short, so we were able to kind of just like it was an easier sell for her too. Like, okay, yeah, it's like just 3 episodes. Let's go. Yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully we'll see. So
I liked it a lot. The music and the action scenes, like the fighting scenes, were cool. And then like you'll notice that they actually did their homework on the show. There's a lot of elements from a bunch of the games that are like totally in there in the right spot. So I appreciate that as well. And I just like anything Warren Ellis is pretty good, right?
definitely, I'm a Warren Ellis fan too.
In this last season, you can tell where they lost budget on animation, but then there's other scenes where like the budget's like, all the budget went here. Okay, yeah,
And Liam was very still.
yeah.
Everyone's standing
Just
in the background as
just the
well.
lips are like, like in what was that meme from that shitty Mass Effect game? It's like, I'm sorry about the look on my face, but blah blah blah.
Andromeda. Nice.
Anyways, Ken, what have you been consuming besides No Man's Sky?
Bunch of B movies like Mortal Kombat. We watched that, which surprisingly Sabrina really enjoyed. I didn't think she would because it's pretty ultra violent.
It's very
But
gory.
she was just like really into it, and she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, cool."
Nice.
There's obviously no story in that movie, no coherent
Yeah.
story.
feels like a prequel to the real Mortal Kombat movie.
Hey, Flowers, have you seen it or no?
Oh yeah, I saw it
And we
the
all
week
seen
it came out. Yeah.
So, so they don't actually have go. They don't. There's no Mortal Kombat. There's no tournament.
Mortal Kombat.
There's no
There's
tournament.
no, there's no tournament.
They're
Yeah,
just talking about the tournament and just trying to screw everybody before they actually get to the tournament. So it's like,
Exactly. Yeah. So you're like, what? It's like
but,
a build up,
yeah.
and then like what? I'm like, okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah.
Too
Go ahead,
concerned with
Andy.
building a franchise.
Okay. But
Yeah,
they killed off so many people already.
Yeah, but it was useless people like
yeah.
General Hammer Time. I don't even know what his name is. I don't even know who that guy is.
Yeah, like I've
Hammer
never heard
time.
of that guy.
No, they
Raisin
killed-
or something? No,
No, but they
I
killed
don't
Kung
know what he is.
Lao, man. They killed
Yeah, they
Kung
did
Lao.
kill Kung Lao.
Yeah, and Melina, I
Kano.
suppose.
But isn't Kung Lao supposed to be dead in the?
No,
No,
Huh?
no.
no.
He's actually like very important in this.
But doesn't he get
story.
reincarnated? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was kind of odd to me. He's like, I am Kung Lao, the descendant of the great Kung Lao. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So I think he just
So
keeps getting
maybe he'll get
reincarnated.
reincarnated. I thought the shining star in that movie was Kano. Like, he was hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, I loved Kano. That was my favorite part of the movie.
He
Yeah.
was the only person having fun.
He was the only person with the personality.
Yeah, and he was very
Yeah,
Kano.
exactly.
He's like
He's
a
he's
good
the
Kano.
only guy that realized what movie he was in.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
What a
Everyone was
perfect
too serious.
description. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone else was too serious, man.
Yeah.
Like way too serious.
Who's Cole Young? Is he just for the
No,
movie, or
He's
who is he?
he's
gonna be
completely
DLC.
unnecessary. He's completely unnecessary. That's what he is.
He's future DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cause yeah, I didn't get him at all.
No, he's not a real character.
No.
It was made
Yeah.
just for the movie.
I wasn't
That's what I
feeling that
thought.
guy
I'm
at
like, I
all.
never heard of this
I
guy.
didn't feel him at
It's-
all.
Cause he
He's
was
super-
cardboard.
Yeah.
He's super cardboard. He's super two-dimensional cardboard that didn't even all of his stuff. Like I actually booted up OG Mortal Kombat because it was on Netflix and it just passed by and like all of that stuff is it was told through Liu Kang and it's like that's exactly either that or it could be told through Johnny Cage. You know what I'm saying? Like it could have been they didn't need to invent a new character. They could have just done that bringing the audience with you through any other character. It could have been Sonya,
Yeah.
whatever. Like but yeah.
They
Yeah.
needed a descendant of Scorpion, and I don't think there is one in the games, or
There
is
isn't
there?
one.
There isn't.
Or-
There's no.
Let's bring
there's
him
no-
So
back.
yeah,
They
so
did
they
it
had
anyway.
to. Yeah, they had to invent this connection for no reason. I don't know why.
I mean, also to bring the audience and explain stuff to the audience, right? Like yeah.
But like, why even bother? Why not just
But
bring
you
Scorpion
didn't explain
back?
anything. You said there was a tournament, and there never ended up being a tournament.
Also, they said you need to train to use your powers, yet Sonya, no problem gaining her powers
Yeah,
and
they
using them
invented
perfectly.
that whole.
That was yeah.
What's that shit called? Their powers? I don't remember.
Who
what it
cares?
was.
No, it was a word. The letter begins with A. Not Avatar. Not.
Ascent.
It was.
MacGuffin. The MacGuffin.
Yeah, whatever it was. It was It was like the birthmark. You get the birthmark,
Yeah.
then you unlock your
Arcana.
Arcana. That's it.
No,
I'm
that's
like,
right.
and then
Sure.
Jax was really strange. I mean, like it was great how he lost
Yeah.
his arms
Mm.
because I
Yeah.
kind of was okay. He's gonna lose his arms here.
Yeah.
But then when he got these like weird little spindly things
Yeah.
back for the longest time, I was like, "What the hell is
What are
this?
these?"
It's so awkward." And then they magically grow. That's his Arcana into like metal beefy arms. I'm like, I don't like
The-
this.
There was no rules for the Arcana, so it could literally do anything. Like
Yeah.
why? Well, like why does his like little tiny arms become big metal arms, and why does Sonya shoot rings? Like why? Like it makes no sense. Like it's just like oh here's magic. Okay, whatever, and then
Yeah.
it could just answer everything.
And then it's not really clearly explained how like some people seem to have been human before from Earthrealm, but they suddenly all go over to Outworld to like Bihan, right? He was on Earth. If I thought like from the Lin Kuei,
Yeah.
and suddenly he's like with Shang Tsung, as
they
if he was.
didn't explain-
I was like,
Yeah.
huh?
Didn't age
They
at
didn't
all.
explain it.
Yeah.
Didn't explain any of that.
So
I mean,
They really should have just did a Sub-Zero versus Scorpion movie. Like
Yeah,
they were the best
yeah.
parts.
yeah, they were the
That's
best
it.
parts.
Yeah, exactly. All just like Sub-Zero was like the best looking thing. Like Sub-Zero, Kano, and then like
awesome.
The one scene that was actually I laughed out loud was when when they were training and then like Kano did like the sweep
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tripping
That
him.
one was like,
That was
okay,
good.
that was good. You know, that was okay. Okay. Yeah. I'll
That's
give you
that's
points
a
for that.
reference.
Kano.
Yeah, I'll give you a points for that.
Yeah. You know what I hated? Well, I didn't hate. I was like, why do they do this? You have a Chinese guy speaking to a Japanese guy. They don't understand each other.
Yeah.
One murders the other and then takes off
Yeah.
the mask and then in English
Yeah.
says for the Lin Kuei.
He was actually doing 3 languages. He was like
Yeah.
Yeah,
speaking like yeah. I was like, what? Just choose one, and then we'll be,
Yeah.
you know, like it's like.
I don't get it.
yeah. There was a lot that was wrong with that, but it wasn't the only B movie we watched. It was better than Monster Hunter.
Oh,
Oh my
Monster-
god! Another video game property that got messed up, right? Jesus.
Capcom
Yeah, I
and
mean,
their movies.
I don't even know. Like, I mean, okay, the graphics in Monster Hunter were incredible. Like the
Yes.
Rathalos and
That's
Diablos.
accurate. Yeah, those are
Yeah,
all very
they were
accurate.
accurate. They looked really good. It's I don't even know what those like Zerglings were, but
Zerglings.
the rest of it, well, they were the Derek. You watched it, right? The
Not because
one-
fuck that
no?
movie.
Okay, all right. So there's these Zerglings that come out of nowhere, since I'm assuming you guys aren't going to bother watching it, and they're
It's
also
spoil it, please, because it's yeah,
Spoiler
spoilers,
warning
whatever.
for anyone that's watching in the chat, which is
Yeah.
probably nobody.
yeah, like Mila Jovovich has her whole team enter. No, they're driving through the desert. Some storm picks them up, and they end up in I don't know. They never said. I guess Monster World, Monster Hunter World.
Monster World.
Yeah, sure.
All of a sudden, Wonder Boy shows up.
Yeah. And then they get beat the hell up by Diablos, and
Yep.
then her whole team gets destroyed. And
course.
Tony Jaa comes out of nowhere to like help her. Actually, no. First, they start to kick the shit out of each other because there's again a communication gap, and then and eventually they help each other. And then Hellboy shows up, like Ron Perlman.
He's the
and-
general, or he's the commander, the admiral.
commander of some pirate ship or something. Yet, and their explanation for why he speaks perfect English is that people have come here before and I learned from them, but it's perfect English. So that makes a lot of sense. They fight a Rathalos that just cooks everybody again, and then somehow you fall off a cliff with oh no, sorry, Mila Jovovich falls off a cliff, ends up back on Earth, and Rathalos comes too. So
Oh, they go back to Earth.
go back to Earth, and I'm like, oh, all right, like, uh, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it's just so messed up that that it doesn't make sense. Like, it's the worst video game movie I have ever seen. Like, it's worse than Mario Brothers.
Oh my god.
I'm like, what is going on here? Why?
Worse
But
than
the
Street
action is
Fighter?
great. Street Fighter was better. Street Fighter was so much better.
Wow.
At least I understood it. At least I understood the point of it. But this one was just a complete train wreck. Like, there was stuff that should have killed people that didn't kill Mila Jovovich, obviously, because she's the heroine. Like, she got gutted, like literally gutted, like Mortal Kombat style, and she didn't die. So I'm like, okay,
Oh, but she's undead anyway.
yeah, I guess that's true. If like maybe they can cross over games and make it Resident Evil as well.
Capcom.
Yeah. So that was
They just need to
entertaining.
get this, like, all their properties away from Paul W.S. Anderson. That's all they have to do, okay? Like, that motherfucker is, like, really, like...
I like that
Screwing
first
up.
Resident Evil movie.
The first Resident Evil one I didn't mind,
I liked
except
it.
for that scene in the hallway where the guy, the lasers. You remember that?
Yeah.
Like he's dodging the lasers, and then suddenly it does this matrix that slices him into cubes. I'm like, that's not possible. Get out of here.
That actor was also in Alien vs Predator, and he dies the exact same way.
with a laser matrix.
It's not a laser matrix. It's a
Rotating
net.
Predator, like,
It's a
yeah,
net,
like
and the
Predator
net drills
He's
into the
greater.
rock
Oh.
behind him and slices
Oh
him
my-
in the exact same way.
That's
Okay,
hilarious.
How do you get
that's his-
typecast as that guy?
as
Cube
the
death.
cube
Cube death.
death. Yeah.
Got diced.
Oh man. So yeah.
So, you know, we got like a net grid pattern here. Someone's got to die.
It's because
It's
no,
call.
it's because they
Colin
didn't they,
Salmon.
they didn't want
That's his
to draw the Gibbs for a new guy. They already had the Gibbs in the computer, so like we already have his Gibbs. Let's just use the same guy.
Yeah, save some money there. Yeah, so Monster Hunter made no sense. I guess my theme is monsters and weird or like crap. So we also watched Godzilla versus Kong or Kong versus Godzilla, whatever it was. That one was actually okay. It was
Yeah.
entertaining enough. And again, like I guess all these movies have really great eye candy and really great action scenes. So that one was done pretty well. I mean, it's a very compacted story in which it doesn't get explored much, but yeah, that's not what that movie's for. Like you're literally looking for Rampage, right? Like you're looking for Lizzie versus George and whatever he's called in that game. So it's Kong versus Godzilla, and are you guys gonna watch that one?
It's on point, but I don't care
Yeah.
about spoilers. It's just Kong versus Godzilla. There's no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Andy, you said you're gonna watch it, right?
Oh, whatever. Spoiler doesn't. I don't think it matters.
Kong versus Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla. Right?
Yeah, I mean that got spoiled by
Yeah.
a toy or something
Yeah.
a long time
Okay.
ago.
So I mean, it ends up being all right. That was probably the most entertaining of the three. So my standards for whatever I'm watching next are fairly low. Uh, I think Loki will be a huge step up, and then obviously I've been watching Bad Batch as well, which as we said has been kind of just a drawl. It's kind of
I feel like it's doing a lot of like Clone Wars, like filler
Filler
episodes.
Stuff.
yeah. Well, they
Yeah,
have
nothing that's too important to the plot. Like,
it's a total of 16 episodes, right?
Oh, so many.
And there's a lot, and they don't need 16 if I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of filler in there.
Is it done?
No, it's only on like episode 7, 6 or 7.
Okay, so maybe after 8,
So-
it changes or something like old anime used to.
Yeah, the most like they do bring back characters that you've seen before. So like you get some insight in them. Like the most recent episode has some characters that you're familiar with.
Hmm.
I'm not going to tell you who, but you've seen them recently. And at least the most recent episode started to take things somewhere,
Okay.
right? But there was a long time in there where it was just mildly better than the Spider Cave episode of The Mandalorian, and I was like, okay,
Wow.
Okay. That's yeah, because the Spider Cave was completely useless and not
It was-
necessary for the big plot in general. So if it's worse than that, oh my god.
no, mildly better because they do develop the characters some,
Ah.
okay, but
A scooch,
Not-
a
a
scooch.
scooch, sure, but it's not necessary. So
Yeah, that's the
So,
main
like-
thing.
I feel Spider
Yeah, they-
Cave, the whole reason for the Spider Cave episode was just to get that Kim's Convenience guy in an episode. So he could show up later in the series as well.
I really
true.
wanted him to be the guy that shows up at the end instead of Luke. That would have been great.
Oh man, that'd be so good.
What were you expecting? What were you expecting?
Yeah, this like portly guy, and he just starts taking out these robots and shit. Yeah.
It's that would have been so. He would have loved that too because he's
Oh.
a massive fan.
Hmm.
Like that would have made his life. But anyway,
I mean,
yeah.
just the fact that he was involved is awesome. Like, that
Yeah.
role could have been anybody. So the fact that he was on it is great.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's my content consumption because the rest of it was really No Man's Sky and then ending No Man's Sky because I'm an idiot and I was cheering Farhan on, which is so it's a worthy cause. Farhan, it was for you, man.
Thank you. I appreciate your sacrifice. You will not be forgotten.
I already forgot it myself. It started a new match, new save.
That's hilarious.
Alright.
For me, let me open up my browser again. Oh yeah, it's been a while. I played a bunch more of those SNK 40th anniversary games, but I won't go through all those. I started playing Hopful Mail. I think I talked about this last podcast.
Oh man, I totally remember that.
Yeah,
Mail was.
It was on Sega CD.
Yeah,
There was also like a TurboGrafx version in Japan.
dude, that is like some nostalgia words right there. I gotta look this up.
Hopful Mail, yeah, man.
Oh my.
It was published here by Working Designs. If you guys are familiar with them, they are popular for taking Japanese games, translating them, and sometimes changing the story with their translations because they're not one-to-one translations, and they insert so many pop culture references that are very dated. Well, now they're very dated. Like they even reference the guy that got caned in Singapore for the graffiti.
What?
Yeah, does anyone remember that? I do. But yeah, there's like the references were only of its time and did not age well. Like no one would get them now if they were born after that time and played this game. But the
Wow,
worst thing
thoughtful
that
mail,
the
man.
worst thing that Working Designs does is they make the games extra hard for no reason. Like they will do things like the enemies take extra hits, items cost more money, you get less money when you're killing enemies, or your invincibility frames are halved. You know what I mean? Like you get hit and then you can be invincible for a while. They'll cut that time off in half, which they did in this game. So this game, which is fully voice acted thanks to Sega CD, the voice acting was very good. Like it was very over the top. And I think back in the day when we were teenagers, we would have been like, man, this voice acting is awful. But as adults today playing this game, you're just chuckling because everything is so outrageous. And they did a really good job. I don't know, they really put effort into it back then. So the game is really fun. Near the end of the game, it just gets ridiculously hard, and that's when I would start giving if I had to score the game, that's when points would start dropping because like there's no reason for this to be such a hard game. Like just let me play this game and have fun. And it's yeah, it is a 2D platforming action game, but there is some back and forth, and then there's an overworld map when you're going in between stages because sometimes you have to go back and go to this one store that has this item or like a certain health item that you can keep buying over and over again. Um, it's just funny. It was like very funny. It was one of the funniest platforming games that I played, and most of the laughter came from the voice acting and the funny dialogue. Despite the references to 90s pop culture.
Why did you choose Pop Full Mail?
Someone mentioned it, and I was like, yeah, I should beat this game. And then and then the friend of the stream, Benjamin Rivers, Canadian game developer, he was playing
Cool.
it on his stream. I watch him every Friday and Wednesday. And I was like, oh man, Puffle Mail, I should play this game. I should beat this game. I bought this back when it came out. And I think it's worth a lot of money now, as most Working Designs games are. And most retro games now, because everything's just stupid expensive now. So I'm like, I'm gonna beat this game, and I didn't stream it. I just played it on my CRT here, and I just every time I had free time, I just put some hours into it, and I had a blast. Besides getting frustrated and angry at the ridiculous difficulty, I found out afterwards that people have hacked the game to make it back to the Japanese difficulty, and the series of hacks are called unworked designs because it was called Working Designs, so they call it unworked design. So every every Working Design game, almost everyone has a patch to bring it back to the Japanese difficulty.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're ever gonna play a
Nice.
Working Designs game, patch it before playing it. So if I'm gonna be playing, I wanted to play Magic Knight Rayearth on Saturn. I'm gonna be trying to hack it and play that version of that game. So, anyways, I finally beat it. So that's another one off the checklist, the backlog. I stuck in because everyone was talking about the new Monster Hunter on Switch. So I was kind of getting not FOMO, but like, okay, I kind of want to play a Monster Hunter game. But I don't want to buy another one because I've bought 2 Monster Hunter games and not played them at all. So I brought out my Wii, since I have my CRT here. I brought out the Wii and I started playing Monster Hunter Tri, the third Monster Hunter game. And I only did a few missions, and I was like, I can totally see why this is so addictive. Because there's all numbers are always going up. The world is cute, but then you go out and you're fighting monsters and stuff. Like, there's a lot to do here. If that's your thing, I don't see myself going back to this game right away because there's still so much to play. But this is something I can go back to once in a while if I'm just feeling like killing some monsters.
Well, that one thing about that one hook about Monster Hunter is that you're like, okay, in order to beat this monster, I need like a lightning sword. Okay, what do I need for that lightning sword?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just need one more shell from this guy. Okay, so I'll hit this guy, which will give me it's like it's all kind of like connected there. So you're like it you feel like you're making progress because then you're like, okay, cool. To get the water sword, I need this sword, and then like it's like
Yeah, you make your own goal,
which is
and then
great.
plan
It's
your
very-
way to it. And
Yeah.
it might seem like a long way to go, but like you're inching forward every time, and
it's
that
actually not
helps.
you're inching forward, you're making progress, and it's actually not as like grindy RNG. It's actually quite targeted because you're like, okay, cool. All I have to do is keep fighting this monster, and like maybe like in two or three matches, you'll have enough to make something, So it's not like you're waiting for the RNG drops gods to drop something.
Yeah.
Like most of the time, it's not bad. It doesn't take that long. Maybe like end game stuff, yeah, when you're grinding
Yeah.
like specific stuff. But early game, when you're just making armor or like a weapon, it's not. It's quite forgiving.
Yeah.
So you feel like you're making progress, which is how good. Like
Yeah.
you don't. Yeah.
The only complaint I have, which is what probably every newcomer to the series has, is that they don't explain enough.
Oh yeah,
There's a lot of
especially
stuff
the one
that,
you're playing.
yeah, right.
You're playing like old school before World, when World was super
Accessible.
the most accessible that like the hardcore people were complaining about, right?
That's just dumb.
And then it's just stupid, right? It's like, and then like Rise is just taking like the DNA from World and making it accessible, but also bridging the gap between hardcore and whereas World was very much more accessible and easy compared, this one is like, okay, a little bit more hardcore, but we're still keeping the modern accessible stuff that we had from World, and
The quality
so
of life
it's
improvements.
yeah, it's like, come on, man. Like, it's like you want more people to play your game, right?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like it's
Exactly. And I think
You
they're
should be
learning that.
happy.
They're realizing that. They're like, oh yeah, this game is huge in Japan.
Yeah.
And I guess they're more forgiving about certain things. And over here, we're like the worst gamer divas. So I think they're figuring that out, and because now they have Monster Hunter Stories, which is even more like it's more like just an RPG based in the Monster
Yeah.
Hunter world.
Yeah.
So they're getting people in, like, into the brand.
Yeah, it's good.
yeah.
I mean, Capcom's been having a fantastic run lately.
Absolutely.
Honestly. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like they really turned it around.
Yeah.
Except for their movies.
Except for their movies,
Oh,
please, please.
Just stop.
If they give Paul Thomas Anderson, not Paul
W.S.
Thomas, I love Paul Thomas, Paul W.S. Anderson, Devil May Cry,
Oof.
I will shoot someone. Like, holy cow.
They
Stop
might as well
giving
give
him
it to
your
that
copies.
that bowl guy.
You
Yo,
bowl.
Bowl.
I was gonna say Minute Bowl. I was like, no, that's a basketball player.
There's a new
He would
Resident
probably
Evil
do a
movie.
better job.
Sorry, Andy.
There's a new Resident Evil. There's a new Resident Evil movie coming. It's supposed to be more accurate.
Is it the CG
Oh,
one?
please.
The CG one?
Just anything. No, live action.
Yeah, live
Oh.
action. I don't know who's directing it.
Anybody other than Paul W.S. Anderson, okay? Anybody. Please. Please.
Minute bowl.
Someone
Minute
who
Bowl.
cares.
Come on, man.
Just someone who cares. Okay, just someone who cares. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, just please, just
Yeah.
someone who cares. Okay.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So
That's the most-
after much to try, this was a bit of gaming news. Way back in the day, in the Dreamcast era, in all the gaming magazines, there were screenshots of a upcoming Castlevania game from Konami on the Dreamcast. And I specifically remember me and my brother seeing these screenshots, and we're like, "This looks amazing! It's the first 3D Castlevania. It's gonna be fantastic." That got canceled. But someone found a disc that was the E3 demo of that year when they were gonna, show off the game, and that's
Oh,
where
really?
and that's where some of the screenshots came from in those magazines. So someone found that and dumped it online on archive.org. So I downloaded it and put that on my Dreamcast, and I streamed that. And we went through all the stuff that was on the disc. There was one thing we couldn't stream on the disc because it used a memory address that the Dreamcast can't access. So if we wanted to do that, we would have had to use an emulator to see those scenes. But we went through the game twice, and I know why it was canceled, because by that time the PS2 was already out, and the PS1 already had a dual analog stick controller, whereas the Dreamcast did not. So playing a game like Castlevania without the camera controls, that's really hard. That's really hard. If you're playing Shenmue, like let's say Yakuza in this day and age, if you play it with one analog stick, you can do it. It'll be annoying, but you can do it because that's how Shenmue ran way back in the day. But a really, you have to be ready for anything kind of action game. You need two sticks. So I see why that was canceled. But it was very
It's
cool.
kind of like
Yeah.
That's kind of like oh my god, I'm blanking. Nintendo Portable 3DS with only one analog stick, right?
Yeah. And then they had to make that Circle Pad Pro thing.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? Oh no, PSP. Remember PSP had one analog stick? That was a lot of bullshit on there. You try playing Metal Gear on the PSP? It was brutal. Brutal. Let's see. Well, I can go quick. Comic Star Heroine. It's like this picture Chrono Trigger, but in the future and in space. It's a very quick RPG with cool battle mechanics.
Wait. Call that again. What was that?
Cosmic Star Heroine.
I backed that game.
Oh yeah.
That was a Kickstarter game.
Nice.
I bought it obviously I got the PC version, and then I bought it again when it came out on Switch.
Yeah, I'm playing it on Switch.
I never played it.
Really? It's a short game.
I should get a. Yeah, this is the thing with Kickstarter games. It's like by the time they come out, you're just like, whatever.
Same.
Right?
I haven't beaten any of my Kickstarter games.
But it looks amazing. Like that, the pixel style. I know that it had some problems and stuff, but it's still you actually beat it. That's awesome.
No, I didn't beat it. I'm on chapter 6, and I think that's just past the halfway point. But it's short. We can beat it.
Cool.
I stopped playing it for a certain reason, and I'll go on. But tell me, do you have any more? Like, what made you want to back this game? Just the aesthetic?
Oh, yeah, the aesthetic. It looked like at the time, like this was like more than 5 years, like a long time. It took forever for this game to come out. Okay, as they do.
Yeah.
But it obviously it's the visuals. It just looked like a Chrono Trigger game, and I was like set in like a Fantasy Star style setting. I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah.
Like and the fact that it ported to Switch, I was like, oh, this is the perfect console for it.
Absolutely.
Right? Like now that you said it, I should definitely just like play it because I have it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I originally started that game because I was waiting for this Nocturne game, the Shin Megami Tensei game. Oh no, what was it? Was it Nocturne? I was waiting for something, and then it got delayed. So I was like, oh, what do I play in the meantime? Oh yeah, it was Nocturne. So I started this game, but then another game came out that I was waiting for, so I ended up stopping it. And that game was Famicom Detective Club.
I've seen that plastered all over the Switch eShop, and I'm like, what is this game?
It's you know how they have the Phoenix Wright type games or Snatcher? It's those visual novel mystery games.
Cool.
It's like that. The one there's two games, Famicom Detective Club, The Missing Heir, and then there's one called The Girl Who Stands Behind. So I beat The Missing Heir. You are a detective. You actually wake up and you have a little bit of amnesia, but then you realize, oh yeah, you're on this case that you have to figure out who killed this old lady who had a fortune, right? So and the fortune goes to whoever, right? So that's the story. But they totally redid it. This was originally a Famicom game, so NES 8-bit graphics. And they completely redid it. And you know how we're talking about how games look like anime now? Like they give it that treatment. This version, the missing air, there's not a lot of animation, but when the characters do move, you're like, whoa, this looks awesome. Like the way they, what's the word called? Back when you're doing like flash animation, like the rigging of the characters. They did it pretty well, and you could actually choose the old Famicom music if you wanted to experience the old music.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I played through that. I had fun with it, but they were to progress to the storyline. You had to do some like re-asking certain questions that didn't really make sense. Like, why would I ask that again? Because I already know the answer, kind of thing. So that was annoying. I had to look it up a few times on a guide. Like, what do I do next? But then I started the second one, The Girl Who Stands Behind. A lot more animation on the characters. This is actually a prequel to The Missing Heir, only in the fact that it takes place before. I don't think it has anything to do with the first game. But you're the same character, and the animation, there's a lot more animation in it, like the people talking and people moving around in the background and stuff like that, and that looks really nice. And so far, I'm only on chapter 4 in this one. I haven't gotten into any of those annoying progression of the story situations where I had to look up what to do next. Maybe it's because I had practice in the other one,
Right.
or this one was just done better.
Or you're used to that like old design logic. Like you're like, oh yeah, they probably meant this. Like you know, like
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So it's just like one of those playing Snatcher or something like that.
Yeah.
A mystery visual novel. It's fun. If you're in the mood for something like that, give it a go. It's cool. If you buy both games, you get them at a discount. Otherwise, I forgot how much they are each. Other than that, I'm sorry, I'm still going. Other than that, I finally beat Panzer Dragoon Saga. I played the whole game on stream, and I had very good turnout for this game on my stream because
nice.
this is one of the holy grails of game collecting. So people are interested in that. So finally, I beat it. It wasn't the longest RPG, thank God. But holy cow, the style in this game is very unique. Well, not unique to Panzer Dragoon Saga, but unique, in terms of all games. And I liked it. It was very fun. The story was cool. The fight mechanics were different. The music was just amazing. And I don't know, it was just a good end to Panzer Dragoon. I don't know what else to say about that. I liked it a lot. You can check out all the videos on Twitch or YouTube.
This one was the old school Sega CD winner, not the new
Sega Saturn.
Sega Saturn, sorry.
Yeah. Fantastic. And again, Derek, thank you very much for this gift.
I'm amazed that you still have it, and it's like the legacy has lasted this long.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
when you handed it to me, I was like blown away that you even had it. I treasured it, not just because it was a gift from you. I just treasured it because I'm like, this is going to be worth something someday, because they didn't print a lot of these. I think Canada only got like 1,000 at most.
I have no idea where I got it. I have no memory.
I think you got it from your uncle. I think your uncle had an extra copy. Your uncle in New Jersey.
Okay.
And I think he gave it to you, and then you're like, I don't have a Saturn, so you just gave it to me. So
okay.
I'm very grateful. I'll always be grateful for that. And every time someone like finds out that I have it, they lose their mind. They're like, who did you kill to get this and stuff like that. I was like, no, I've had this since 1998. And they're like, bullshit. I'm like, yeah, and I got it for free. And then they get even more mad that I got it for free. It's like if you buy it in Canadian, it's like $1,600. Like, that's how much it's going for. It's fucking crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
The NTSC version, because that's, no one wants to buy the PAL version because PAL sucks, and then no one can read Japanese, so they don't buy the Japanese one. You could probably buy the Japanese one for $40.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But they didn't print. There were even ads in video game magazines of Sega taunting people, saying, haha, you can't get this game, but cut out this mask and you could pretend to be the guy from the game. Like, even Sega knew that like this game was hard to find, because it came out after Sega already said we're done with the Saturn.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So it's in that weird window period where they're like, we have this amazing game, but our system is dead.
Yeah, we're moving on. We're moving on, right? They did that, and you could tell that they moved on. The credits were all in Japanese. They didn't even translate the credits. And the translation was a little, meh. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest. It wasn't the worst. Nothing was confusing, but like, you could tell that they didn't spend a lot of money on the translation. But great experience. Just streaming the whole thing and playing on the CRT. Like I was feeling good, man. Like I was feeling so good playing it because I was sharing it with people, and I got to play it the way it was meant to be played on this CRT, right? It wouldn't have felt right with the upscaler and all that stuff. Other than that, I've been streaming Persona 5. I don't need to get into details for that, but I am in the second palace. Like I've discovered the second guy that we need to steal his heart. And then other than that, now that I beat Panzer Dragoon Panzer Dragoon Saga,
Dragoon, baby.
the next thing I'm doing for Sega Saturn Sunday, I'm playing another game called Shining Wisdom, which also happens to be a working designs game. Yeah,
Yep, shining in the darkness, shining wisdom.
Yeah, it's the same franchise. Shining in the Darkness was the dungeon crawler. Shining Force was the turn-based strategy.
Force.
Yeah,
Shining Force.
Shining Force, fantastic.
Yes.
So this game is the adventure game. So it's like the Zelda-like game, and it takes place after Shining Force 2. But I don't think that means anything. Like I don't think they refer to anything that happens in Shining Force. And if they do, I wouldn't know because I don't remember Shining Force.
Like Final Fantasy, where everything is just separate.
Yeah,
like it doesn't
Yeah.
carry over, right?
So I've streamed that twice, and it's not hard. Like there's no unworked design version of this because I don't think they did much to the game besides changing a few things in the translation. The funny thing about this game is it's made by Sega, and the Shining series is kind of a Sega thing. But then when it came to translating it, Sega of Europe, I believe, translated the PAL version, and for some reason, like they speak English in Europe, right? Like the game's in English, the PAL version's English. For some reason,
Right.
Working Designs got the NTSC version to translate. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what's up with that, but that's what happened. So there's literally two legit English translations of this game, and I just decided to play the one that I have, and it's fun. I did the prologue. I did 2 different labyrinths, but I have to go back to the first labyrinth because I got something that helps me in the second labyrinth. So it's going to be one of those back and forth kind of games, revisiting certain areas. I wouldn't call it a Metroidvania because it's not an action platformer. It's an action adventure, like top down, as I mentioned before, Zelda view game. So this is also not a long game. So I'm hoping to beat this in maybe 2 or 3 more streams, and then see what I can move on to. Not
Is that what you were playing with the kicking the turtles? Is that
yeah
that game?
yeah when you came in the stream, that was the game.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay,
this
cool,
game
cool,
was
got it.
the reason why it looks the way it does. It was meant to be a Genesis game, but Sega was like, no, let's put this on the Saturn. So they added CD quality music and the animation sprites. They use the Silicon graphics, the soft image stuff, the pre-rendered stuff from back in the day. So that's why animation is nice and smooth, but the sprites themselves are like grainy a little. Not my kind of sprites. Yeah. So I've been doing a lot of gaming. That's what I've been doing, and I'm addicted to Shin Megami Tensei, which I mentioned earlier for save states. Yeah.
Do you think you'll beat? Which one do you think you'll beat first, Persona 5 or Shin HD?
Well, Persona 5 I only play every other Tuesday.
Okay, so
For a
you're sticking
couple
to
of
that. You're not
hours.
gonna. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Because I want to stream that whole thing. So Shin Megami Tensei I play whenever. I'll play it during lunch. I'll play it before bed. You know what I mean?
So that definitely has more potential to be beaten first.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think I'm about a third, based on all the items that you can collect that give you the different magic powers. I have more than a third of them, so I think I'm a third of the way done in the game already. Yeah. And I don't know what about it. What about it? It's just addictive. It just feels good to play the game. Graphics aren't spectacular. The story is still weird. The character animations they all look creepy. Like the humans even look creepy. But there's just something cool about this game.
Yeah. Sometimes it just clicks, right?
Yeah. How about yourself, Derek? Tell us about
Cool.
Resi.
Resi. Okay, before I talk about Resi, I'll just quickly talk about Destiny because it is the beginning of a new season and like I said, they're doing really good with the story stuff. But basically, in Destiny, the Vex have like put like the last city on Earth in like this like Vex simulation, and it's like a eternal night or something. So then we have to like hack the Vex network to like bring this whole thing down. So but the interesting thing about it story-wise is that for the longest time the Fallen have been our enemies, right? So but now there's kind of like we need like this Fallen, they're called splicers to kind of help us. It's like a character actually from Destiny 1 that they brought back, and he leads a faction of Fallen that we have to help, but they're kind of like refugees, so they're staying in this like other part of the city. And narrative wise, they're Destiny's like they're doing quite good. It's like they're tackling this issue of refugee and like xenophobia and hate and stuff because like there's like Ikora and stuff. They're like we're here to help you, give you resources. Like let's work together. Let's try to like stop the Vex, right? And then like I don't know if you remember Future War Cult, like friggin' what's her name? The voice,
Yeah,
the
Aravasala. I forgot the
yeah,
actor's name, but yeah.
yeah. So Future War Cult is very like racist basically,
Yeah.
and they're like and
Build the wall.
yeah, like so there's this like amazing dynamic where there's always like a council talking and like you and like Osiris and then like and the future war called Lakshmi. Okay, she's called Lakshmi.
Yeah.
And then Mithrax is like the fallen leader, right? So then they're all kind of talking, and then like it's really good writing where they're just tackling this issue of refugees and how people treat and like these guys used to be our enemies, but then there's like their perspective, and then they see guardians as these like crazy killers, and they're also scared. It's like it's really deep. It's a lot more deeper than and it gives you a great perspective on so, it's just like I think that's like just good world building and writing. It was like they humanized like that's like obviously not all fallen are like that, so it's just a really interesting aspect and a maturity that I'm glad they're taking narratively in Destiny. So it's good they're tackling issues like this because it's cool.
The guy that you mentioned, the fallen guy from Destiny 1, is that the guy from the prison thing?
Well, so there's this. Was it Destiny 1 or beginning of Destiny 2? But anyway, it's like his name is Mithrax, and there's a mission called 0 Hour, where you go into the. Oh, actually, it's probably Destiny. I think it's Destiny 2 or Destiny 1. Anyway, he was like an old guy that helped us. There was like a mission where you could choose to either kill him or not, and if you don't kill him, he helps you on this like secret mission thing. So,
Oh,
yeah, it was like a side mission or something, but it's kind of cool. But yeah, it's just cool that their level of writing is kind of like maturing. So
I'm
it's
very
cool.
happy about that because I
Yeah,
love the lore in that universe.
yeah, and they're finally putting it in the game. Like there's like they're telling the story in the game. There's a way more cutscenes in the past couple seasons, and you're seeing in-game dialogue and story stuff happening in front of you in character, and then also all the lore is like hidden throughout areas where you can find. So it's at least they're just putting that shit in the game, which
Yeah.
is great. So now, Resident Evil 8.
Village.
Basically I did like a double creature feature, double whammy Resident Evil 7 and 8 because I never played 7 at all. And then but I owned it. I bought it on sale like for the longest time. It's just been sitting there. And then I saw that 8 is like really heavily tied into 7. Did you play 7 at all or no?
Oh, I bought 7. I have the disc downstairs, but I haven't played it. But again, I'm gonna wait till
uh,
I have a PS5 to stick that in.
but it's just one of those things where you just never had time. Like me too, right? It's just like, right?
I got it on sale. I think it was like $20 or something,
Yeah. Mine was like
and then
15-20 bucks.
yeah, and then I moved, and then I was at the in-laws for 2 years, so I didn't have
Yeah.
access to it.
Yeah. So and then because it was so heavily tied into 8, I was like, okay, cool. There's like a 2 week window before that thing opens. Let's just play through it because I checked like how long to beat, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, under 10 hours and under, okay, fine. Like, so then I just said, okay, yeah, let's play through it, and it was really really cool to see, because at that time like Resident Evil was like really like it was down after 6. It was like they just went crazy, Michael Bay, like
Jumping the
non-scary at all.
shark.
Just it just became like an action game, right? Like Resident Evil definitely has its ridiculous moments, but it just became even more ridiculous from 5 and 6, where like Chris is punching a rock and like and just like explosion into the helicopter and then flip and then like just
I
no
heard
physics.
they referenced the rock punching in 8.
They do.
Yeah.
It's very funny. They like yeah. One of the bosses like calls Chris like that rock punching jerk or something like that. But anyway, so like I was super impressed with 7, and just like the setting, level quality, and all that stuff that they did. Like everything. Obviously they changed it to first person, so everything's way more scary. They could do a lot more scary things, like be way more immersive, and then stuff can like really jump scare you a lot more because like everything's within your peripheral, right? And then eventually it leads to like Resident Evil isms, like Secret Lab, all that stuff, and all that stuff, and then so then it leads to 8, and then now 8 is kind of like a not a reboot, but it's heavily inspired by 4. So whereas 7 was a lot more like a proper survival horror with like less action and more about atmosphere, 8 is a lot more action-y focused. So there's a lot more shooting, a lot more action, a lot more there's like a gun, you could upgrade guns and weapons and stuff like so it's a lot more uh arsenal heavy, I would say.
Hmm. How are the inventory management systems in 7 and 8? Do you still have that
8
limited thing and then you
yeah.
have to juggle?
Okay, one of the biggest differences, which I didn't even notice until like a couple hours into 8. So 7 is very much classic Resident Evil. There's a chest, you could put stuff in the chest, and then every safe house you go to has a save room and a chest. 8, there are no save rooms, but there's still save spots. And then I didn't realize, but there you don't have a chest. You don't have a universal chest where you dump stuff, because like I was running out of space and I was like, oh, wait a minute, I haven't dumped anything yet. Like so, like basically they gave you more inventory space, which you can expand, but there's no chest to dump stuff
Okay.
basically. And I didn't realize that until like several hours in it, right?
I also heard
But they give you enough.
there's the merchant, the what are you buying guy from 4.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
you can actually sell back your guns if you need space. But then you could buy them back with the upgrades that you already had on
Yeah.
there. And I heard that was a really good QOL.
Definitely. Like you could buy and sell, and actually everything happens kind of through that merchant. You can also like upgrade your health and all that stuff by like finding animals, and he cooks you meals and stuff like that too. So he's kind of combined, like him basically he's always there where beside a safe spot. So it's kind of all kind of combined, where like you could sell stuff, or you could buy stuff, or you can like upgrade your weapons. Everything is kind of like and he's one of those funny, amazing characters that just kind of like randomly pops up. It's like you're like first he's like in his own he comes in like a cart, and he opens up the door like old school, like a horse and carriage, and he's like comes out the back, and he's like a really well designed character. He's got like this air of aristocracy. He's very like polite and all that stuff, and he's like helping you out. And then you're in some like factory, and then he's like he sets up shop in some elevator, and you're like, what the, like, you know what I'm saying? So he'll show up in these really random spots, but it's like just really well done. Like you obviously accept the logic, right?
Does he
And
have
it's just like, yeah,
does he have a pet monkey that smokes cigarettes?
no, he doesn't. But he does actually reference the other guy. So he'll like
The what are you buying guy?
yeah,
Oh,
he'll even
nice.
say it like that, and he like makes and he'll talk about that, his friend, and
Oh, that's
stuff like that. So
amazing. I love that.
it's really good. 8's graphical fidelity is amazing. Coming from 7, obviously, couple, but like obviously in this new gen there is a last gen version of the game, but the graphical fidelity of the new one is really good. It's like you can see like, oh, it's like the textures, the lighting, and the foliage, and like the draw distance and stuff. It's really nice. I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure the PC version looks even better, right? But yeah. The game is like, you guys probably all think that it's like it's not really spoiler, but it's like it's not just sexy tall vampire
Oh
woman.
no,
Like
it's like it's village, right?
expands.
Each part of the village has their own monster of the week kind of thing,
I
right?
didn't know that though.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't expect like that happening. And then like when it like the map opens up, you're like, oh cool. Like it's like then it becomes more free flow and you can kind of go any direction you want, sort of thing. Um, so yeah, so it's cool. It's definitely very fun and very good. But I guess if I were to compare the two, I definitely feel that I liked Seven's more realistic tone first, I guess. Because like 8 kind of like goes directly into ridiculous like ness very quickly. Like,
Yeah.
like
Like
you can roll like
unrealistic sci-fi type stuff.
or stuff like where he would have died or like the main character just goes through like crazy shit too fast. I feel like
To
you
stay
drop down a
sane.
thing and then like it's like it becomes like a crazy roller coaster like way too fast and
Mm.
like it's like all this ridiculous stuff. It's like, oh, and then spikes from the ceiling and then he's running and then he falls down the thing and then like it's just like, okay, like it's too much, I feel, which is fine if you can I just felt that happened too quickly as opposed to 7, which was amazingly, like the pacing and then like you're going into a house and like everything logically kind of comes they ease you in a lot better, like the ramping up, whereas 8 just kind of like, okay, forget logic and physics,
Yeah.
just go, like, whatever, right? It's a better game. I feel 8 is a better game, but I love the atmosphere and the tone of 7 better.
So I heard that the reason why they made that shift is because there were a lot of people that specifically didn't play 7 because it seemed too scary.
But isn't that amazing?
That's how
Like,
crazy 7 was. Yeah.
but isn't that amazing? Like I think that I would think that's a genius in design. Don't you think that
Genius in
like if you,
design, but in business terms, right? They had to do that shift so more people would buy 8. And guess what?
Now I want to play 7.
Well, yeah, play
That is
7.
already
Everyone
scary
should
as
play
shit. I wanna
7.
play it.
No one is saying
Oh my,
anything bad about 7.
oh my
No, but
God.
you're saying it's too scary. I wasn't even interested until you said it was too scary.
Nice.
No, dude, I had not. Okay, so for 7, I had to like play it at night after like the wife went to sleep and all that stuff because I needed to. I couldn't play during the day because all the glare and all that stuff. So I wanted to play at nighttime and with headphones, and like it was like super immersive and super scary, and like I hadn't been scared like that in like the longest time, like because everything creaks and every noise, and because it's first person, you like everything, you don't see anything, and it's like literally when stuff jumps out you get fucked. Like it's not like like a third, like the remakes were great graphically and all that, but they were nowhere near as scary as this because you're in there and you really don't know what's going on. And um
And it's really dirty in that house.
Can you
the
imagine
graph
playing this in VR?
People have. It is
no,
in VR.
Oh man.
number 7 is in VR.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sure
not really
people
gonna
that play
play it.
that game have lost like years from their life from being so scared.
Or broken their gear.
Yeah.
What I'm more worried
But
about.
well, they also like introduce like really cool like aspects where there are some enemies that you can't kill, so automatically you're scared because you're like, fuck, my weapons can't do anything. I have to get out of here. Or you're like, oh, I have to get on the other side of the house, but this guy is blocking. I know he's hunting and walking, like hunting me. So you're like, okay, so you gotta make, like, and this is all happening in first person. Fantastic sound design. I'm talking about 7, by the way. Fantastic
Okay.
sound design. Fantastic immersion. It's like 7. Okay, yeah, that's the difference. 7 was way more immersive than 8.
Hmm.
8 was a lot more. You feel more like a superhero. you know what I'm saying? Like you're not as scared. It's not as scary because you have way more ammo, you have way more weapons, you've done ridiculous things like fall off a cliff and survive and shit like that. Like whereas 7, you're walking into a house, it's dark, you open the door, creak, you hear a little creak, and like, you know what I'm saying? That's the difference in the experience. That's why I personally liked 7's experience better, but 8 is a better game. You know what I'm saying?
So the anticipation
Oh
makes
my
it
God. Yeah,
makes it
like if you want to be immersion, if you want to be immersed, 7. Oh my God. 7 with headphones and like concentration. Yeah, amazing. Like after the family sleeps, you play that at night. It was like some of the best experience. Like it was really like I was like, "Oh, this feels amazing." Like, and
I'm
then
gonna die. This is amazing.
because you're like I go to the basement and it's like just standing at the top of the stairs looking down there,
You see 2
you know,
steps and
like
then black and
Guys,
like dirty walls.
I
Yeah.
dumped my
you
pants and
you
it was
see
the best thing ever.
no, seriously, you see black, you hear creaks. Oh my God, this is like the game where like little creaks would freak you out. You're like, oh my God, what the hell is that? Like, it's been a while since I've been immersed in a game like that. Like really,
Did you ever wake
and then
Ikki
yeah,
up by like jump scaring yourself and screaming out?
no, I'm in the living room, so she's
Okay.
not close. Like,
So you
yeah.
did scream out.
No. Well, I don't know if I did. I can't hear myself. So, but 8 as a game is way more fun just because it's a lot more open world, and you have guns, you can upgrade, you can like, there's stuff like that. But for just like a tight atmospheric experience, I feel 7 was. So anyway, like it was good to play both back to back. I feel it was like, you know, cool. And like they definitely leave 8 definitely leaves on like a note where obviously there's space for 9. Um I don't know if they're continuing with the same storyline or what, but like yeah, there's a lot of potential for 9. So we'll see.
Nice. What's the guy's name? Evan?
Uh is it Evan? Ethan Winters.
Ethan, yeah. So it could be like
Yeah,
the Ethan trilogy, right?
yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, but like yeah, like again, Capcom knocking it out of the park with their games right now. Like they've already had like 2 extremely successful games this year. They don't have to do anything else until like next year, okay? Resident Evil like sold like gangbusters, got amazing reviews. And then you have like the double whammy of Monster Hunter coming back to a portable system and a new Monster Hunter game.
Mm-hmm.
Plus it being on Switch was like with like the most successful system of the year. Like still like no one can beat the Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So you have that double whammy of Monster Hunter on the Switch. Oh my God! Like people were even with the PSPs or with the 3DSs, like Monster Hunter was super popular already. So
Mm-hmm.
imagine now with the Switch being as successful as it is, and then like having like the metric ton of Monster Hunter coming out. Oh my God! It's like I see everyone, especially in Asia, here, Hong Kong. Like I walk around, people are just like everyone's like Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter. So.
Also, because it's Switch exclusive, Capcom got to really eke all the juice out of the Switch that they could, and the game looks phenomenal.
RE Engine is one of their best technologies. Like ever
Yeah.
since Resident Evil 7, which started this whole renaissance, Capcom-assance.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, they've used it in every single of their games. Like Devil May Cry looked
Devil May
amazing.
Cry looks so good.
Right? So good. And then and like you said, like Rise looks like World. Like it like
Yeah.
for like the amount of juice that the Switch has, which is very little. Rise looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Very little
Capcom.
respectively to the current situation. Yeah. Even last gen.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Like so, I mean, whatever Capcom is doing, they're on a great streak at the moment. So hopefully, I think up next is probably they're working on a Resident Evil 4 remake. They have to.
I
That's
want
probably
them
gonna
to do a Code Veronica because Code Veronica was like so
I do
superior
too.
to 3.
I do too because also it's like no one really like plays it that much because it was also on like so it'd be cool to like for everyone to discover that as well, right? Like I hope they
Yeah.
do that. Like they do Veronica, they do 4, like
Yeah. And Veronica was supposed to be the actual number 3. The 3 that came out was supposed to be just the side story of Resident Evil 2.
Oh, totally, because it's the same setting and everything. Like
Yeah.
you could already feel that like 3 was like a DLC. 3 would have been
Yeah, it was
DLC,
like back
honestly,
then it
right?
would have been an expansion, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, totally.
No, but yeah,
So, yeah.
Capcom's doing good stuff. I just hope because now they're already talking about Street Fighter 6, even though Street Fighter 5 is still kind of ongoing. I don't know what they're gonna do about that. But what else does Capcom have? They have the new Phoenix Wright remake that's coming out. That's gonna sell a lot. Everyone loves Phoenix Wright, especially the younger crowd. But I don't know what else is on their roadmap. I haven't really looked. Maybe E3 will tell us in a couple of weeks. Yeah. So, that's all you were playing? Those two?
Yeah, I mean that and Destiny. Yeah, Resident Evil, Destiny, and then trying to finish Fallen Order, but mainly it's been those things actually. Oh, and Rise. You know, a little bit of Rise in here, but like, yeah, that's about it.
Cool, man. Thanks for sharing, everybody.
Yeah.
Anything,
catch up.
anything you guys are looking out for recently? Also, Kiri mentioned earlier MechWarrior 5. Is anyone getting in on that action? On Game Pass.
Oh, if it's on Game Pass, I'll download it.
Yeah.
I might give it a shot. I always like the idea of big mechs, and then I look at like the technical aspect of the game, and I'm like, this is gonna kill me. If they made it more arcade-like, like Virtual On, I would totally be in, because I just want to blow things up without having to think about taking damage.
Nice. Yeah. Virtual On, man. That was such a fun game.
That dual joystick concept was just so fun. Like, pull them sideways, and then you
That's still a
do whatever.
peripheral I want for my Sega Saturn. Because I do have
It's
Virtual
such
On.
a cool design.
Yeah.
It was neat.
Is it possible to play Titanfall with that controller?
Oh.
Ah.
That'd be amazing.
That would be pretty
Oh,
damn cool.
you know what? If
They're
they
not
did
analog,
Titanfall-
unfortunately.
If they did Titanfall in the Quest 2, you could do it with the left and right hand controllers. That would be pretty awesome.
That would be cool.
Oh, virtual. Oh my God, a VR.
VR
Dude,
Titanfall.
That would be really
some VR
cool.
mech game. We need a VR mech thing.
Yeah, it would totally work.
I still got my Steel Battalion controllers for an original Xbox. Anyone
Have
remembers
you
that?
Have you tried Squadrons on VR?
I haven't yet. How is it, Derek?
You will not get sick. You won't get sick. It's actually perfect for VR. I mean,
is fun,
actually, I guess we could play it. It's free. It's
Yeah.
free on thing. But I mean, Ken, you also have. It's also you have it on Game Pass now too. So I guess we because I bought it on Steam. But I guess we could play it.
Yeah, we
Is it
could.
crossplay?
We could give it a shot.
No. I'll just. I guess we'll just re-download it.
Grab
on
the Game
Pass.
Pass version.
Game
Yeah.
Pass.
Game
Pause.
Pass. But I actually played it with my other friend, and yeah, it's great. It's like, it's super. I mean, like, it's perfect for VR because it's like, like if you want to be if you wanted ever like the evolution of TIE Fighter, X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, this is it. Like, it's
Yeah, like
crazy.
that was the dream, right?
This is
Yeah.
they totally delivered on this because you're like it's super immersive. Like, yeah.
Blaza in the
The
chat.
problem is,
Sorry, go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Blaza in the chat is saying VR mech games will make you sick, and I would agree with him too. Like if it's like real VR, like the thing moving while moving forward, and then each step is like shaking the whole screen and
Oh,
stuff,
yeah.
right?
Well, I think it
and then you
depends
can
on
do
the
like a
perspective.
360 rotation for the waist.
Yeah,
So it'd be like,
yeah. And
No,
but
I
also
think it
if
has
you're
to-
getting hit, by a missile or something, or you fall down and you are not moving it. As Blaza is saying in the chat, involuntary movement messes up your inner ear. Like you're gonna get sick if it's.
Well, it has to
yeah.
be like how they did X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, because like because when you're in a TIE Fighter, it's kind of like actually I like the X-Wing better because you could you have a canopy so you could see all around, whereas with the TIE Fighter you can only see in front of you.
yeah.
So it's actually not bad. So that could be just like Titanfall where you're in the belly and like you're in the like you can't be outside third person. It has to be like first
Mhm.
person in the mech. That would be amazing. And then you have like the monitors here and stuff like that too. I think that would be cool. Like so
I would think it would be pretty cool, but the speed at which it happens, that would be hard because most of
Oh
the
no,
ones that we play.
it'd have to be slow moving mechs, not fast moving mechs. Like
Yeah,
Geriatric mechs.
basically like
Geriatric
Titanfall's
those.
a
mech.
fast game though.
Yeah, Titanfall mechs are good speed. Titanfall mechs are quite good.
I
They're
meant they're
super like.
fast. Like they would make you sick.
Are
They're
they
not sick.
fast?
They have jet. They have the
Depends which
thrusters.
mech, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
each
Because
mech
I
is a little different.
remember when we did the multiplayer, I was like in all slow moving ones.
There's
You
also
were
that
in
one mech that
like
like dashes
Guardian mech or
forward
something.
as one of
Yeah.
the moves.
That's okay because you're sitting down, so it's not like
true.
constant fast moving. It's fine actually because it's lumbering movements. It's not like your Spider-Man that would make you throw up. You know, like I think.
Oh
I
my
think
god,
that
Spider-Man in VR. Jesus.
Yeah, you know what? When you're sitting down, it's really not so bad because
Yeah,
I've
it's
done like
not.
barrel rolls in the No Man's Sky. I didn't
No, it's
feel
fine
a thing. It
because
was okay.
you're sitting down in the game, so it's fine.
Yeah,
Like it's justified. Like your brain's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm there. So yeah.
yeah. If you're standing and you suddenly get knocked over, then you get really thrown for a loop.
Yeah. So
Cool.
well, we'll see.
I'll install it. We'll give it a shot.
Yeah, sure. I'll install it too. It's fun
Alright.
though. It's really fun. It's really cool.
I wonder how that'll run on my computer.
Should be okay. Your computer's not that old.
It acts old.
Oh, okay. I can't
It's
help
again,
that.
it's a 980 in here, 980 Ti. So
Okay.
still better than
Reformat.
most. Yes.
All
Sweet.
right.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's a podcast, y'all.
All right, good catch up.
Yep.
Hopefully, after the next couple weeks, there'll be more stuff to talk about, like all of the summer game
Summer
stuff, all the
games.
E3 stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully, some cool, exciting things to look forward to. Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, what do you? What do you guys playing next then? Like real fast.
I'm just gonna
Empire
continue
of
the
Sin.
games I'm playing. That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm playing
Empire of
Miles
Sin.
Morales.
Miles Morales.
Oh yes, yeah, Miles. That's right.
Sorry, Ken. What did you say?
Empire of Sin,
Ooh.
which
Oh.
is like the 1920s Prohibition XCOM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John
What-
Romero. No, not John. His wife. What's his name? Her name? Anyway, it's Team Romero.
Oh really?
They
I didn't know it was
put it out.
Romero.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
Romero,
cool.
and it's under the Paradox label, so you know that it'll probably start out as kind of janky, and then they'll keep releasing DLC for it to shore it up. But I really like that setting.
Dolores.
So, and I love XCOM, so I'm gonna give it a go.
I
Cool.
think Romero loves video games.
Yeah,
Plays video games.
yeah.
And there's something about a rumor about like an Avengers XCOM title.
Really?
Or something like a turn-based something or other. I don't know.
I'm
Who
in.
knows?
I'd give it a shot for sure, even if it was trash.
Nice.
And then I will report back on Ratchet and Clank
Yeah.
next time.
That game looks very good though. For a platformer, like it looks sweet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So
I'll probably pick up a Demio soon, Derek, so we can give that a go too.
dude, that'd be really cool to try that multiplayer.
Yeah. For if you guys don't know, Demio is like a virtual D&D table, so virtual board
yeah.
gaming. Yeah,
That's
which
cool.
comes with a fully animated board and everything. Think Gloomhaven, but in virtual world. So
Nice.
I got to give that a go with Derek.
All right.
right.
To everyone in the chat and on Twitch land, thank you for watching. Hopefully we'll do another one in maybe 3 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, maybe I think hopefully sooner because like there'll also
All the
be
E3
more
stuff
stuff to
and-
talk
yeah.
about. Yeah. Maybe at the end of like E3, I guess. Like after they've done all that, we can see if we can get together.
Yeah. Please.
What do you think?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. My THC
All
just
right.
kicked in. My THC just totally kicked in right now. I'm feeling very good. So yeah. I'm gonna put on the goodbye music on Twitch. Thank you, everybody. Cheers.